Right. Welcome back, everybody, to the cafe. Here we are again. Some more docs dropped in the Idaho case. My plan was to jump back to the old days and go look at some stuff we've looked at then, stuff that went on then, comparing to what's going on today. We still will do that. But we also got some new documents to look at today and see what they say. So thank you guys so much for joining us, guys. Please hit the like button as you come through the door. Share this out. Let everybody know what we're doing in here, guys. And that being said, you know what's next. All right. Hello. Sorry, guys. I needed to grab a new notebook. I filled up 3 notebooks, like this size, on Idaho, and the new stuff over the past week. I need more. Thank God my son has a bunch left over. Welcome back, everybody. Good to see you. Good to have you here. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're all doing good. Great to be back with you all. Oh, I still got music going in the background. Hang on 1 minute. There we go. Okay. Come on in, guys. Grab a seat. Great to see you all. Hope you're having a great day today. Oh, thank you, Bix. Speaking of, who do we have in here right now? Joey Agrella, welcome back. Mikey's in the house for the last 24. I am E. So am I. Good to see you. Miss Stormy's back in the house. Good to see you. Dandy Lioness. Hello, Dandy. Good to see you today. Welcome back. Michelle Apple. Good to see you again. Donald D. Nice. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Vix Logic in the house from over the pond. Good to see you, Vix. James Moen. Welcome back, my friend. Good to see you. In Stitches in the house. Good to have you here. Miss Sassy Cassie. Welcome back to UT 2014. Always a pleasure. Welcome back. Good to see you. Great to have you here. Alicia J's in the house again. Thank you all to my Blue Crew for everything you do. We all know how that works because I couldn't, wouldn't, or shouldn't ever try to do it without them. And Miss Alicia just dropped a new membership. All right. Looks like James Moen was gifted that membership. Welcome to the sauce, Mr. Moen. We got a new meatball, y'all. Thank you so much for that, Miss Alicia. That was so very generous of you. God bless, dear. Welcome to the sauce, sir. Great to have you on board. Rhode Island housewife in the house. Good to see you, dear. Thank you for being here. Aurora, welcome back to you. As always, Eddie, the one made nuts in the house. Welcome back, buddy. Good to see you, brother. Donald D. Nice. What's happening? Hopefully, we'll be able to get you up there, Donnie, today. I got that fixed. If we do open that up, you'll be able to jump up there in a normal, not, you don't have to wait till the end of the show. You know what I mean? Raquel, oh well, welcome back to you. Good to see you today. Bunny Bailey, my love, wonderful to see you. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're having a great day, and I hope you're feeling good too, Miss Bunny. Always a pleasure to have you here. Mikey A. Poppy, how you doing, brother? Great to have you here. LR's back in the house. Good to see you. Welcome back to you. Miss Rowena, hello and welcome. Let me see. Brian's Ramblings. Barai guys in the house tonight, everybody. Good to see you, Brian. Welcome back. Wonderful to have you here, buddy. We love our Brian, that's for sure. Justice for Maddie Kaylee's Dana and Ethan's in the house, and that's what this is all about. Thank you for joining us. Red Riding Hood, welcome back. As long as you're not being chased by the big bad wolf, we're good to go. Thank you for joining us. And the musical contestants in the house as well. Thank you for being here, musical. You are appreciated. Come on down, everybody. Come on in. Let me see something here. Echo 444. Welcome back to you. And goodness gracious, of course. Dagburn, Johnny Gobble's Dead Floozy Mama's in the house. Welcome back and thank you for being here. Brady B, the OG, as always. Good to see you. Leslie and Billy, thank you so much for joining us as well. It is great to see you all. Thank you all so much for joining us, guys. If you would, please make sure to hit the like button as you come through that door. Share this out and let everybody know what we be doing in here. Go tell your friends and your neighbors and the mailman, the milkman, whoever. I don't care. Tell the dog running down the street. Maybe he'll jump in with us too. Let's do it, y'all. Let's do it. Come on down. Steven from Crime Mobsters, welcome back. Good to see you. Michelle Apple, good to see you. The sassy ones in the house. I don't see the SRBBB. There she is. SRBBB. Welcome. Let me see, Leslie. Let me check my me-mail. My me-mail. It's my me-mail. It's me-mail. Not you-mail, me-mail. I got two, Leslie. I got two me-mails from you. That is horrible. That one there, I will say. And the other me-mail. Yes, I did get them, Leslie. Thank you, dear. I appreciate that. So if you guys do want to send me a me-mail, please do. One of the mods will drop the email address, and you can send me whatever you need to. Rissa Roberts, welcome back to you. Great to have you here. Great to see ya. Appreciate you very much. See ya. Hey, walking Yantanka. Good to see ya. I need those. I need pens too. I'm running out of ink and paper. Good Lord. Good Lord. As Medea would say. Thank you, Donnie D. I appreciate you, brother. Peaky, triple, quadruple X in the house. Good to see you, Peaky. Donnie D. Oh, yeah. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. That mask, yes. Okay. Thank you, sir. Donnie, I appreciate the stuff you guys send to us because it helps us right along with what we're looking into. RC3's in the house. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. And guys, I'm enjoying my new coffee. There's my email right there. If anybody wants to send me an email, send me an email right there. That is my email address. It's an email because it's for me. No, I'm not eating crayons anymore, guys. I can promise you that much. No worries, Mike. Thank you for letting everybody know that, Mike. Yeah, I appreciate you having my back. No crayon eating here. There's that email address. Thank you, Alicia and SRBB. BB. And Doc, welcome back to you. One of my amazing moderators dropped me some coffee in the mail a couple days ago, and I got it. And oh, Lord have mercy, it's some good stuff, y'all. I got to show y'all because I love y'all. This is not just your everyday, regular old coffee, by the way. This is made by Mods, by the way. MAUDS. Look at this. Look at these flavors, guys. Nana's oatmeal cookie. Cinnamon churro. If it'll focus. Yeah, it's hard to focus. Maud's sister, hazelnut. I love hazelnut. Gone Bananas Foster. And these are just a few. Blueberry Fields Forever. So, and that's gonna last me at least 3 days, y'all. Look at that. I am beyond excited, and I love you, Miss Delta. Thank you so much. Miss Josie West, welcome. Groot's in the house. Doot. It's Groot. Oh, thank you so much, SRB. Yes, Aurora, 3 days. No, I'm just kidding. That'll probably last me, I'm gonna say 3 weeks. Probably 3 weeks. It'll be 3 weeks. Thank you, SRB, for that. I've only had one row. Just since I got the box, I had one. And it was good. Open mind perspectives. Welcome back to you. Good to see you. KL Wengate, welcome back. 109 peeps in the house, guys. We have 49 likes. What is going on with that? Please, let's see if we can make that match, and make sure you hit that like button, please, and thank you. Off subject, but you or no one is to buy the Stouffer's meals nationwide. They're being taken off shelves and recalled. Oh, yes, ma'am. I will not. And thank you for that. Welcome back, Daryl Watkins. Wonderful to see you, my friend. Thank you for joining us again, brother. Between 5 and 8, Joey. Depends on the day. Yes, guys, please check out our social media platforms that we have here. So our Facebook page, as well as our Instagram, or not our Instagram, I'm sorry, our TikTok and our Facebook. The lovely Miss Wisdom Speaks, Miss Sherry, runs our Facebook, and the amazing and awesome and lovely Miss Brandy Love runs the TikTok. So please check them both out, if you will. KL, James Moen, please smash that like button. Karma Police are in the house again. Please behave. We don't need nobody going out in cuffs tonight. And I'm gonna try to do this, and we're not gonna run these long ones. We're gonna run through some stuff, and I gotta try to cut this down, because I believe that the Sarge is gonna be live again tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I would love to see a lot of you guys go over there to support him as well, if you could, as I will. There's our TikTok. Thank you, Brandy B. Take your time, Alicia. No, we're not going nowhere, dear. Open mind perspective. It's wonderful to have you here. It's all good. You're here now. That's all that matters. Make sure you guys hit that like button, guys. We got 107 peeps in the house, and we are at 58 likes. Something ain't matching. Come on now. Danny, great to see you. Big Sludgic. I think I got everybody. If I didn't catch up with you, I will. Captain Jenks, welcome, brother. Good to see you. My mods take very good care of me, Leslie. I have to tell you that, especially with the coffee. They do. Zelda's very good at doing that. Always has been. And guys, don't forget to sub to our lovely Miss Mama Bear. Please and thank you. We need to get her channel up and going. Hey, Beckles, good to see you. Yep, the documents are nuts. I agree with you, Bex. As soon as I seen you go live. I appreciate that, James. I definitely appreciate that, sir. We will get Sarge's link dropped in here. Daryl Watkins, thank you, my friend, for that super sticker. I appreciate that so very much, brother. Absolutely appreciate that so very much. Yeah, the grass is starting to grow here too, Cass. Little by little. I'm about to get out there on my 0 turn soon and get the grass cut. I love doing it. It takes me 3 days to do it because I have so much yard, but you are absolutely welcome. Welcome, Open Mind. It's wonderful to see you again. Sarge's link is right there. Miss Alicia just dropped it. The Yaw News Network. It's called the Your Ass Hurts News Network. It's quite interesting, y'all. I promise you'll enjoy. It's not your average YouTube channel. That's a fact. But Sarge puts it out there like it is. He doesn't hold no bones. He don't candy coat it. He don't nothing. He puts it out like it really is. So please check him out if you will. Ruby Slippers, wonderful to see you. Long time no see. Absolutely. All right. We're talking Idaho. 103 peeps in the house, 68 likes. We're getting there. I just want to give it just a few more minutes before we get going to make sure everybody's in here so we don't have to go backwards. You know what I mean? Bear with me. Just a few more minutes. By the way, I want to thank anybody and everybody that donates to these cash links, Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App. Y'all, we do not expect you to do that by no means, but anybody that chooses to support us that way, God bless. That is how I pay the bills here to keep everything rolling. So thank you so very much for anybody that does. You are amazing. Sergeant Jeff Bacon and host their own Cap. I don't think that's going to happen in this millennium. Sorry, just saying. Welcome, Miss Claire. Good to see you. Just subbed, first time here. Listening, G. Awesome. We love our over the ponders. It's wonderful to have you here, Claire. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. That sounds great. I am me, Niles Buckman. Welcome back, my friend. Wonderful to see you tonight. It's wonderful to see all of you guys. I appreciate this so very much. Really do. I enjoy spending the time that I spend with you all. I really do. Let's throw. I think we already. Whitney Stone, welcome. Good to see you tonight. I think we dropped Charge's link once. Yes, I am a musician, Daryl. I have some guitars back there. By trade, I am a drummer, Daryl. I'm a drummer. My son's a musician. I'm a musician. I love me music. That's fact. Hello, Julianne. Welcome. Yeah, there's 3 of our guitars there. Well, 2 guitars and ukulele. Actually, no, there is 3 guitars back there. The other one's over to the other side. It's hard to see it. Wait a minute. Nope, it won't work that way either. There it is. 1, 2, 3. Ukulele. There's just 2, 3 more upstairs. Hope Norris, welcome and good to see you. Same to you, Miss Contessa. Oh, I'm so done with the shower curtain. So done with the shower curtain. I'm telling you right now. Welcome back, Devil Woman. Good to see you. Woot woot. This is why I like to wait, guys, to make sure everybody gets in here that wants to be in here. Yeah, so we're done with the shower curtain stuff. I think Eddie hit the nail on the head yesterday with that one for sure. The person that started it, it is what it is. So we're good. We got new stuff to talk about and some way old stuff to talk about. What's F? I gotta leave, but I'm gonna wait until I get yelled at. We will be here as long as we need to be, James. If you could leave and come back, we might still be here. If not, you can always catch it on the replay. I've been playing drums since I was 10 years old. Yes, my puppy. Uppy. What are you doing, puppy? Come here. You guys see my puppy? One of them. There he is. This is Alfred. Say hi. You gonna say hi? You gonna bark? Ruff. Ruff. No? He don't like this area for some reason. I don't know why. He just don't like it over here. Neither one of them do. All right. Falcor. He does, doesn't he, a little bit? Somebody else said that, Dandy. The dragon from Neverending Story. Yeah, me too, Mike. I know what you're talking about, brother. Computer ghost. Probably. It probably is what it is, Alicia. No lie. All right. Good stuff, Miss Taylor. Welcome. All right, we got 119 peeps in the house. We're almost there. 76 likes. Please, y'all, let's hit the like button. Let's get this in that algorithm again, please, and thank you. We only need 24 more likes to get it in the algorithm. I think y'all can do that. I'm pretty sure you can. All right, where's the mama bear? There. Hold on. Give me 1 minute so I can get some stuff pulled up here. Come on in, get yourselves a comfortable place to sit, if you will. Eddie. You're the best. Amazing channel still. Well, thank you, Leslie. I appreciate that very much. That's because you're here. If you weren't here, it wouldn't be. Okay. Welcome, Moonlit. Good to see you. Truth Seeker, welcome back. I appreciate that. It was a good time over last night. I appreciate for those of you that were over at AR Hayes last night, Convict's Thoughts. I stopped in there. He asked me to join for a while. So we spent a couple hours together answering questions and talking about things. And it was a really, really enjoyable stream. I quite enjoyed it. I'll be honest. So for those of you that were there supporting that, thank you very much. And thank you for supporting him as well. You guys are amazing. Welcome, Karen. Good to see you. Idaho 4 update. Jack D's parents have hired Murphy, a lawyer, and has stopped cooperating with law. That's that was good. That was good, Daryl. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. That was a good one, Daryl. That was good. Oh, yes. Yes. Stormy Tomboy's requesting you turn the air back on down there in Texas, please. Welcome, Tomboy. Good to see you. I hope Miss Tandy comes in here soon. She should be getting off work, I hope. Relatively soon we'll get to see her. Yeah. I can't stop laughing. That was good. Good one, Daryl. I love it. It's Professor Plum with the shower curtain in the library. I know that's what this has turned into. It's crazy, y'all. There you go, Stormy. She's turning it on right now. Are you leaving, James, already? Sorry to hear that, my friend. We'll be here often, James. You're always welcome. It's wonderful. We love having you here, sir. So please, if you're going out in the world, be careful. And hopefully we'll see you again here very soon, sir. Dallas Fort Worth in the house. Uh-oh. You guys, if you want, you can throw it because I love seeing it before. Well, right, we're about to get started here shortly, but if you want to throw where you're tuning in from in the chat, I'd love to see that. This community is a wide range of people, and I love seeing where you guys are tuning in from, whether it's over the pond or if it's in the States here, wherever it is. I love seeing it. You don't have to. If you're not comfortable with it, I get it. But if you want to, I love seeing it. So it's amazing if you choose to. Let's see. Alicia's coming out of northern Michigan. That's awesome. Leslie and Billy's in Utah. Of course, Donald D. Nice is my neighbor right here in Ohio. Hope Norris is in Tennessee. Mikey's down in Orlando, Florida. RC3's in Florida too. We got Raquel OL in Northern Cali. That's awesome. Bobby X, welcome out of the UK. IME is my neighbor real close here in Akron, Ohio. I'm real close to that one. Josie West in Wisconsin. Rissa Roberts, Middle Tennessee. That's amazing. Roe is in South Carolina. True Seekers in Northern California, too, in the Sacramento area. Is it Jersey Bread in New York? Hey, hey. I think Cap is out of Jersey, too. Tomboy is in deep in the heart of hell in Texas. Let's see. Sarah D. Irish, it's been a minute. Good to see you. Good to see you there. One maiden nut. Eddie's out of Minnesota. Cap is in New Jersey. I thought so. Raquel is in Sacramento. Open Mind Perspectives is in Nevada. Daryl is in, where did it go? I just saw you. Oop, I'll have to catch up with Noel. Hello, welcome to you. Let's see. Super Goat Gazers, original from the UK, but lives in Osaka, Japan. That's amazing. Niles Buckman's in Honolulu, Hawaii. Of course, Stitch is another neighbor in East Central Ohio. El Barriqua's out of New York City. That's amazing. Daryl Watkins, Grapevine, HS State Route 86. There you go, my friend. Let me see. I want to make sure I didn't miss nobody. Ontario, Canada, the lovely Miss Bonnie Bailey. That's amazing. T2014's out of Nova Scotia, Canada. That's awesome. Moonlight's coming from Illinois. That's right. Eddie coming out of Minnesota. Love it, love it, love it. You guys are great. Doc, New York City and Florida. That's awesome, Doc. I love hearing where you guys are all tuning in from. It really, really, it's nice to see that you guys are spread out all over the place. Even the peeps that are over the pond or Osaka, Japan. That's awesome. That is absolutely. Josie's in Wisconsin. Like I said, Rissa's in Middle Tennessee. Sunshine's in Idaho. We're there with you tonight. Vix is in London Town, UK. That's so very awesome. Bobby's in the UK. Raquel's in Northern Cali, of course. RC3's in Florida. Brandy B's in Russellville, Arkansas. And Ruby's in Little Rock, Arkansas. That's amazing. Of course, SRB's here in Ohio with me. Hope North, Tennessee. Alicia's in Michigan. Dandy's in Western Colorado. I think we got everybody here. If I didn't, I will catch up. I promise. I promise. I promise. The Karma Police are coming from the UK too, so be nice. JDub46. Hello and welcome from Scranton, Pennsylvania. Scranton, PA. We're neighbors too. Sandy Jones is in the MIISSIPP. Wait. Forget it. Mississippi. I tried it. I'm done. I suck. Jacqueline Keeley's in the UK. We got a lot of UKers in here tonight. I love it. Welcome, you guys. Chalk baby. Mocha's in Western Colorado too. Let's see here. Chalk baby. Where'd you come from? Chalk baby. Meatballs, Iowa. Hello, hello. Welcome to everybody. Love you guys so very much for joining us. We appreciate you. If you guys want to jump in the sauce and join all the rest of us, please feel free to. Miss Carrie Priscilla, welcome back to you from Michigan. Go blue, huh? Oh, I can't say that one. Roll Tide, that's where I'm at. Claire Bear's in Wales near Nellie B. I haven't seen Nellie in a couple of weeks. I hope she's doing okay. Julianne's in Chi-Town. That's awesome. You guys rock and roll. I love it. 142 peeps in the house, guys. I think we are about to get this on the road here. Hold on here. We got 98 likes. We need 2 more to hit that 2 more likes to hit that algorithm, folks. Say what 5 times, Mikey? $100 super chat. You can say it 5 times. Are you kidding me? And the bear has come out of the cave.
Howdy.
Howdy. Everything go okay on your appointment?
Yeah, he's going to do more blood work, see what it shows, and then bring me back in June. So we'll see.
Gotcha. Mississippi. Or were you trying to get me to do that whole thing again? MISSIPPI.
MI.
What was it? MI crooked letter I, humpback I. Is that how that went when we were in school?
I think so.
MISSIPPI. Ooh. How about that one? Welcome, Miss Lily Rose. Good to see you tonight, dear. MISSI I can do it, Mike. Crooked
Hello,
letter.
everybody.
Sandy Jones. I remember being in elementary, and that was how we used to know how to. They were teaching you how to spell it. We did it, y'all. We're in the algorithm at 102 likes. Thank you guys so very much. You guys rock and roll. I appreciate you. MISSI Yeah, I can do it.
There's my
I don't know.
Brian.
Bra guys in the house. Like I said, y'all, I got new docs to drop today, which is weird because it's Wednesday. And I want to hit those. And then what my plan was for today is I want to go back to some of the interviews that we did and some other channels did as well, and see some of the things that were talked about based on some of the stuff we've learned and see if it matches or if it doesn't match. And if that's the case, I want to know why. That's all I'm saying. So there's that. That's the other part of what we're doing today. MISSI Damn, that's pretty good. Miss a P. It's Miss a P. There you go, Dandy. I like that. Miss a P. Kiki. Motoman MX. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. And yes, I will open the panel up for anybody that'd like to join us. If anybody wants to go find Willie and let him know what we're doing, please feel free. He gets mad when he doesn't get notifications, so let him know what we're doing if you have that ability. If not, no worries. I'm sure he'll find it maybe eventually. And also, y'all, please make sure that you subscribe to the Mama Bear. Are we linked to Mama Bear? No, we're not.
No, because I can only stay up for a little bit, so
That's okay. Well, still,
an hour, so I didn't mess with it.
It's all good. Long enough, at least, probably to get through the documents. Then,
yeah,
that's impotent. All right, and here is the Bears link, guys. It's in the chat. Please, thank you. Please check her out if you will. Subscribe, like it, hit the notification bell if you have not. There it is, right there. Oh, Stormy got it for me. Damn it, you guys are quick. Okay. All right. What do we got here? Bing, bang, boom. Let's bring that back up. Let's throw it up there. So it looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 dropped today. The rest of them dropped on the 24th that we hit. I don't know if they're of any importance, guys, but I like to review them all just to see what's going on and why. Justice Jane, welcome back. Good to see you. Thank you, SRB. I keep forgetting. I need to let them do what they're doing. I'll leave it alone. Paula Fitzhenry, welcome. Good to see you. Nope, I gotta say, these guys are good. They are good. Sounds good, Moto. First one we got here, you guys, looks like it is the order sealing the state's supplemental exhibits regarding the rebuttal expert disclosures. So I'm just going to float through those ones real quick. These are just they're just the sealings and stuff like that. So the exhibits regarding rebuttal expert disclosures have been sealed. There it is. Next up, we had the order sealing the state's supplemental exhibits for experts disclosure. Oh, well, again. Welcome, Cat Lady. Good to see you, Miss Ma'am. Thank you for joining us. Wonderful to have you here. Yeah. Same thing. This is the state's version of this. Hold on here. Order sealing the state's jury questionnaire proposals. So they're still sealing stuff, you guys. I don't like it, but it is what it is. Certain things. The exhibits are all going to be sealed. We know that. Order sealing the defendant's reply. Let me see. And that's just another seal. This is saying that it's hereby ordered the defendant's reply to the state's objection to motion in limine 5, re the inconclusive data, shall be filed under seal pursuant to ICAR 32 NIC 74124 1B and C. The defendant shall provide the court with redacted copies for public view. The redacted versions which excise the grand jury testimony will not be sealed. Well, that's interesting. All right. And of course, the order sealing the defendant's proposed jury questionnaire again. The court having before it the motion to seal the defendant's proposed jury questionnaire and good cause appearing now, therefore. And again, these are just real quick sealing docs and things like that. There's nothing of any importance really in here. Okay, so this one was dropped down the 24th, it states. I don't think we touched on this the other day. This is the notice of appearance. Comes now, state of Idaho. By and through Latah County. You know how all that stuff goes. I say it so much. Latah County prosecuting attorney, pursuant to the amended order appointing special assistant attorneys general filed on November 21st of 24, and gives notice to the court and opposing counsel that Deputy Attorney General Madison Allen, Idaho State Bar number 11501, will appear as an attorney for the state in this matter. Ms. Allen will appear for the limited purpose of assisting the Latah County prosecuting attorney with jury selection, scheduled to commence July 30th of 2025. Ms. Allen's assistance with jury selection will include responding to defendant's motion to adopt voir dire procedure. An objection to magic question. The response has been filed contemporaneously with this notice. So they're bringing in the deputy DA on this one, guys, for the jury selection. Now, look, they're going to start jury pooling on July 30th, guys. So we're about to head into April here in a few days. We got 4 months, folks. 4 damn months until this shit hits the fan. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this trial to start. Please know that as long as it's televised, I will be here with it day in, the whole thing, every day, all day, however long it takes. And make sure that you tune right here, because I'll be here for, I don't care what time it starts and what time it ends. I will be here with it the whole time. Matt O, welcome, my friend. Good to see you. Super Go Gazer, good to see you. I love that name. Daryl said, if I lived in Moscow, I would demand an apology for the answers from the lies and misinformation from the authorities. Yeah, that's a good point. From what we've seen recently, Daryl, that's a good point. Moto says the state needs to withdraw their case. That's not going to happen, buddy. We know that. I don't know. I don't know the PCA, Matt. Honestly, bud, if you saw it, based on the text messages received, there was a lot of lies in the PCA. So, or misinformation, however you want to take it. I saw a post on the court YouTube with a new link for future court streams. Good deal, T. Thank you for that. What's going on, Matt? Good to see you, brother. I appreciate you joining us tonight, sir. All right, so there's that. Now, here we go. Let me go ahead and open this up for U-Haul. Uh-oh, is Molly in here, Mama Bear? I didn't see her.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right, guys. The link is pinned in the chat if anybody would like to join us up here. Nothing probable. Where weren't the lies? That's a good way to put it. That's a better way to put it, Mikey. Instead of where were the lies, where weren't the lies that we were told? Amen to that one, brother. Plenty of them. Thank you, Miss Alicia's right, guys. The link is pinned in the chat if you want to join me and Mama Bear up here as we open up this discussion into what we're going to be looking into. That's a fact. All right. Hold on here. Who dropped it for me earlier? Guys, you guys know who WSU Mom Kim was, right? Yes, you do. She spent many a days here on this panel talking about things we talked about. A lot of people said she was wrong. A lot of people said nope. Oh, there's Miss Zelda. Hello, dear, and thank you. I got my coffee today. God bless. Look at that. Thank you so much, Miss Zelda. I love you to death. You're an angel. That will keep me nice and happy for quite a while. So thank you so much, Miss Zelda. God bless. Natural Healing, hello and welcome. Bootsy's in the house. Hello and welcome back. Good to see you tonight. The new link starts with the next hearing. Yes, April 9th is the next one we got, and we'll be live on that one too, as long as they allow for it, for sure. Eddie's joining us. Donnie's joining us. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you for being here
on
tonight.
that documents, Dago, on those documents, the one on the 24th at the very bottom, as you scroll down, it's supposed to start, the new docs start with that one on the last one on the 24th, which is when you're at the bottom of the 24. It starts with that one, and then it does the 20, then it does the 26s.
Hold on. That notice of appearance.
As you see the list from 26s that go down, as it scrolls down, it's the first 24 one. It starts the 24 and it goes up, but it be that very bottom one on the 24. They said that was a new one too.
Really?
I just heard that.
The order that's sealing exhibits S1 to the state's response to defendant's seventh motion to compel.
Yep.
I thought these were all dropped. Oh, no, I see here. This one is the reply to the state's response to defendant's motion in limine number 1.
Correct.
Inflammatory evidence.
And after that one, then it goes into the 26s.
Okay. This is interesting. Did you see that, Eddie? This document by chance yet, sir?
Yeah, there's a bunch of new documents
I know.
that I think you might have overlooked.
I'm just now seeing that.
I just took a cursory. I'm sorry, we were both talking at the same time. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I was just going based on the dates, and I didn't see how they rolled. But thank you, Donnie, for letting me see that.
Yeah, it was dated for the 24th. They dated it for the 24th, but it wasn't put out on the 24th until I think just recently when they dropped those other ones for the 26th.
Yeah, there's a lot here. There's a lot. Yes, you're right. You both are right. Well, here we are. We got him. Okay, so this one here, Mr. Koberger in his motion recognized the rules of evidence and noted that prejudicial evidence is subject to a balancing test. He agreed that Idaho case law endorsed the balancing test for prejudicial evidence. His seeks an order preventing the state from trying its case in an inflammatory manner. The state's objection is based on semantics. Mr. Koberger's motion seeks an order preventing the state from introducing inflammatory evidence. Mr. Koberger does not yet know what exhibits the state will offer. He does not yet know what testimony the state will elicit, and he does not yet know the arguments the prosecutor will make. He seeks an order preventing his trial from being infected with inflammatory evidence. The Idaho Supreme Court has made decisions that pronounce that what is not inflammatory, such as photographs, as both parties state. The court has also pronounced what is inflammatory in the state versus Ellington, 151 Idaho 253. And in the context of prosecutorial misconduct, 2 areas of questioning witnesses were found to be inflammatory and calculated to inflame the passions and prejudices of the jury. Interesting. Hold that thought, guys, for one moment. Unless you feel like reading Mama Bear, I'll be right back. It's going to be about 3 seconds, guys. I got to fix something.
please, like everybody, hit that like button, and he'll be right back in a few minutes. So he'll just had to take a minute break right there. So appreciate everybody coming in. Hit that thumbs up and chat along yourselves until he comes back. And he'll be going over more of these documents here in a little bit. So appreciate everybody coming, tuning in.
No, Zelda, I'm here.
Okay.
He caught me with my mouth full of food.
Oh.
I was like, figures. Hey, Willie.
Yeah, Willie's in chat. Okay.
Tell us how you really feel there, Willie.
But they gotta stop stealing, man. They doing too much stealing. The most I've seen in a case ever, more documents than ever. Most documents and most stealing I've ever seen.
Am I echoing? Oh, crud.
Just a little, not much. I can note it. It ain't that bad.
All right, I'm back. What happened?
There you go.
I guess I got an echo, so I'm gonna hop out and hop back in.
Oh, no, it's okay. All right. Sorry to make you do that. Welcome, Trish, Jeff H. Good to see you.
He said Willie was in chat.
Gordon Shumway. Congratulations. Welcome to the sauce, Bootsy. That's awesome. Thank you. There's Willie right there. Bingo. You're welcome to jump up, Willie. The link, is it pinned? Or yeah, the link is pinned in chat. It's up to you, buddy. Whatever you want to do. Okay, so in Ellington, the charge was second-degree murder with the death being caused by the deceased being run over by Ellington's vehicle. During trial, prosecutor called deceased husband to the stand and asked repeated questions, beginning the sentence with a variation of the phrase, run over your wife. In the same case, the prosecutor elicited testimony from a witness expert about leaving his employment shortly after working on the case because of the disturbing nature of the incident. Okay. So I'm trying to find a way to shorten some of these down. Court found these lines questioning inflammatory. So basically, the defense does not want the questioning from the prosecution to be inflammatory.
That's gonna be a big jump. Big jump.
It's gonna be kind of difficult, I would think. I don't know. Don, Eddie, what do you think?
I'm on that document. Which portion did we just cover? You just got back from break, so I got.
I just read over this page number 2.
Page 2. Page 1.
Wait, and it says that the juror. Wait a minute, hold on. The Idaho Court of Appeals considered conduct in closing arguments when the prosecutor argued that the jury should be irritated with the defense that has been presented. The court said the prosecutor's appeal to the jury's emotions was overt and express, conveying not simply that the witness's testimony was implausible or lacking credibility, but the jurors ought to respond to the testimony with irritation and resentment. Such appeal.
But he's jumping the gun here. This should be something that he bring in a trial, not in pretrial.
Well, yeah, but they have to put these documents out ahead of time.
So they're on the record as doctored.
Exactly.
I don't have a lot of thoughts on this document. Of all the documents that have dropped, this will probably be one of the least, intriguing ones. But if I had a prediction to make, I'm sure it'll get, ruled in the state's favor.
I can agree on that, and it's kind of a weak document in my opinion, you guys. So,
but not because the defense hasn't made the proper argument for it.
Right.
Yeah, agreed.
It's probably something they just want to put out there and see if they can get it done in or where they can use it.
I'm gonna pick some of these because there's so many of them it'll take us all night.
The next one up from that, I believe that would be
reply to the state's response to the defendant's motion in number 2, vague and undisclosed.
Most of those that page you were just on, most of those red ones, I think you ain't even covered yet.
No, some of those I haven't because those dropped it after the fact, even though they stated that date.
Right, they just dated them. They probably dropped them with the 26s.
You can Detective Mowry's in the house. Says you can check out the state's reply to authenticating the docs, or can you check it out? Yeah, we're gonna look at it. Welcome, Detective Mowry. Thank you for joining us tonight. Okay. That's too funny for me.
Number 2. Okay, that's a lengthy document, I believe. If that's the one you have pulled up.
It is.
Okay.
And
I don't think there's page numbers.
There's like 65 pages or something on that one.
Well, no. This one right here comes up with who just popped. There he is. Okay. This goes to.
There's a lot of pages in this one.
Holy shit, there are. Yes. We don't need to go through all this, I don't think.
Yeah, as you go way down, I'm going to guide you to interesting, but there's no page number, but
Mabbitt's initial disclosure on December 18th of the 24.
I just did a cursory glance through it, and I caught that EG is the DoorDash driver, and I wish I could give you a page number, but it's
okay. What's up, Willie?
Yo.
It's towards the bottom. If you were to scroll, getting towards the bottom on the page that it's on is included, in boldface type.
Mm-hmm.
What document are you guys reading?
Some that were dated for the 24th, but they actually dropped today.
Oh yeah. There's some that you can't open with a phone that you can only open with a computer.
I know.
It's pissing me off.
Because of the format, probably the format.
Did I go down too far, Eddie?
Okay. Let's see. Scroll slow.
We can take our time here. Hold on. Let me start at the bottom and go back up. All right.
No, stay right where you're at.
Oh, okay.
Freeze.
There we go. I'm at youngling right now.
Are you moving around?
Nope.
I think that then there's a lag between.
Nope, I'm not moving. I promise you.
Okay.
I swear. You said freeze, and I stopped moving right there, bro.
Detective Mowry said Dee Dee isn't on this document.
DoorDash is not on this one. And for everybody that's in here, please, I'm pretty sure that's not Detective Mowry, so don't get excited.
Oh.
That would be quite interesting, but it's not. So
4. Okay. I figured out an easier way to do it. From the very bottom, go up 4 pages.
All right. Let me see. Very bottom is right there.
So including the bottom one is page 1.
Okay, right there.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Right
up there.
The one that's got Nolan and Mowry on it.
There's no connection between Mr. Koberger.
Yes.
Oh. So there's no connection with the witnesses either. No shit.
What are we pointing out first, Eddie?
Okay. So if you scrolled up those 4, then right about in the middle of the page, it says supplemental disclosure 3325.
Yep. I'm right there on it.
Okay. So in that first paragraph, it says that EG is the DoorDash.
Are you shitting me? Oh my God, you're right.
Uh-huh.
This witness is a detective with Moscow PD. He began working the case in various capacities since the first day. He hasn't conducted. Oh, wait, did I skip over it somehow? Hold on. Yeah, something moved. That wasn't me. Hold on a minute. There it is. Okay, this disclosure states that there are 49 devices and digital data sets that this witness will testify. There is no connection between Mr. Koberger and any of the following individuals: Maddie Mogan, Kaylee Goncalves, Xana Kernoodle, Ethan Chapin, Dylan Mortensen, Bethany Funk, JD, Jack Decor, Jack Showalter. Who's the other MM?
Well, that's good. Oh yeah, there is.
I don't think EG is a DoorDash because the parentheses usually come after the name.
Yeah.
So that might be like.
I think MM is the DoorDash.
Yeah, just a different. Yeah, Michael Madison. We don't know.
Thanks for straightening me out. See, I was assuming MM. You know, how could MM be the DoorDash? But it's already listed MM. First one. So.
Who else do we know from this case that has the first and last initial M?
Besides Maddie?
Yeah, is there somebody else that had another?
Well, I don't think you get to pick your DoorDash driver though. So
no, but that doesn't mean that this person doesn't just have the you know what I mean. You're right about that, but shit.
No, but the DoorDash driver can pick the location, the pickup.
Yeah.
Get the address if it was somebody that
was a Matthew or a Matt or somebody with that first letter of their name. EA would be the Emily out, however you say her name.
We'll hear something in the grapevine after the next few days. Everybody be like, "Man, that means this." We'll hear something.
Well, I mean, Eddie's right though to see EG and go Eric Gower. That would be my thought too. But who else?
Yeah, but usually like when you're talking about something and you put it in parentheses, it's after that. You know.
I agree.
That'd be crazy if he was a DoorDash driver.
It'd be insane. That's why I was like, what?
So it's dropped from 60 devices down to 49 devices?
I still don't believe Xana used Ethan's phone to order the DoorDash, though. I'm not buying that in any way, shape, or form.
I don't think so. Okay, come on, you guys. I need your guys' brains in the chat over here. Help us figure out.
Do you think the pizza order at midnight's true?
Well, that's why I don't think the food was for Xana.
Wait a minute. Echo just threw up one. Madison Moyer. That sounds familiar.
Madison Moyer. It is.
You have that name in your notes anywhere that you can remember, Eddie?
No, I don't.
And come on. Amethyst says Matthew Moy. That sounds familiar too.
Matthew Moy. I never heard of none of these people.
Bobby, old dude, welcome, my friend. Good to see you. It's saying BK had no connection to the DoorDash driver, right?
But to be fair, even if it was my notes, it really wouldn't, prove. It wouldn't be definitive that.
Sure.
Maybe that's the person that does the DoorDashing, that does the login and the records of DoorDashing. When the drivers when they do the runs, don't they send that somewhere?
I thought EG does the rideshare.
Eric Gower was the rideshare guy, yes, but there was talk before that he was the DoorDasher too, but I don't know. There's yeah, gotcha. JS is on there. Showalter, Jack Decor, Bethany Funk, Maddie Mogan. The other MM might be Madison Moy or Matthew Moy and Madison Moyer, maybe.
Well, this kills my hope because I thought maybe he had a connection with one of the surviving roommates, but this is saying you don't have a connection to nobody.
Basically, yeah, nobody
like nobody at all.
These are the other people, you guys. I think that we were talking about. We heard Ann say that I heard you that Brian Koberger has the ability, is going to be presenting many other possible suspects in this that are closer to the victim.
I heard that too.
Hold on, guys. I gotta grab something real quick. Keep going.
Probably every single blood DNA. That's what I would do.
Yeah. But like I said, there's so many DNAs in that house, it'd be impossible to do them all.
That's what I mean. If they actually swabbed every inch of that house, they'd have so much touch DNA, they wouldn't know what to do with. Especially if they just had a party the night before.
Yeah,
and we've seen body cam. We've seen body cam footage where cops roll up, and nobody's even there. Yeah, somebody's giving me a bad echo. Somebody has their YouTube open. No, they just closed it.
I closed mine.
I think, because it quit when you muted, Donald. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's probably by a table, probably. I'm
It's all good.
outside, but now I'm inside. Is it still?
I was just saying, do you guys remember when I'm still echoing. When the cops rolled up and none of the roommates were inside, and it was just like a whole bunch of kids having their own party,
Yeah.
and they had to like call the roommate to be like, "Yo, the cops are at your house."
I was looking back at some notes that I had. There is the Matthew Moy. He was one of them that was on the 2020 and 48 hours interviews.
Hmm.
But that's all I have on him.
And
Another
so many names and so many initials makes your head spin.
that's what I'm saying. There's so many names to keep up with in this case.
They aren't bringing in any of the shop's videos or receipts as evidence anymore. I thought they brought a whole doc.
Dago, did you hear what I said? Where'd he go?
I didn't. Sorry, my wife walked in here. I was stuck in here. I'm sorry. What's up?
Oh, that's okay. Matthew Moy, he was on the 2020 and 48 hours interviews.
The name sounds familiar. Who is he, though? Is he just one of the friends of the students?
Or maybe one of the frat guys? I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at the.
Oh, no. Yes, you're right. He was one of the frat. He was one of the blonde kids from Ethan's frat. Yes, you are right. 100%. I do remember that now. That's interesting. Why did they specify his name in here? Well, there's how many other guys that were in that frat, though? That's weird to me.
Right.
Rose said live behind 1122. Okay, congrats and welcome. Cockney, happy Dagoversary. 6 months. Thank you so much for being part of the community and the family. We appreciate you so much. The DoorDash driver was female, they said, and that is something that was claimed. I think so. Maybe it's his sister, the Madison girl, which is Madison. What's her last name? No, I'm gonna go back to it, Elisanda. Don't worry, I promise. That was what we're supposed to do.
Do you think when he passed the DoorDash, or if he did pass the DoorDash, they got some kind of cam view on that?
Possibly. This is interesting. The biggest part of this whole thing that's important, the most important thing to me, you guys, let me read this to you out loud one more time. This disclosure states that there are 49 devices and digital data sets that this witness will testify. This is it right here. This witness will testify there is no connection between Mr. Koberger and any of the following individuals. That's the big one. Okay. And that's Maddie, Kaylee, Xana, Ethan, Dylan, Bethany, Jack Decor, Jack Showalter, whoever this is. Maybe that is the DoorDash.
It's so bad they had to add the DoorDash driver in there.
Willie, what did I'm really bad with like English and language and literature and all that stuff. So is the DoorDash thing in brackets before or after the name?
Well,
after.
Somebody in the chat mentioned, could it be both?
Well, MM would be the DoorDasher, whoever that is.
Why would it be both?
Would come in
saying it could be two people in the car.
Well, no. What are you saying? Because sometimes this is true, at least around here. People that do like Uber, they also do DoorDash. So I see what you know.
I thought Eric was doing rideshare that night. He turned into a DoorDash driver.
He does rideshare, but maybe what they're saying is maybe he does Uber Eats or whatever the hell it is too, or DoorDash.
I thought he dropped them off at like 2 something or around 2.
156, yeah. Nelly made a good point, and that is a good point. How come Hunter's name's not on there?
Oh.
But Emily's is.
I want to know how many people they have to list that he's not connected to before people get the hint. Like,
right.
Jesus Christ. He didn't even use the same DoorDash driver at some point in the 5 months he was there, for Christ's sakes. Like,
That's a good one. That's a good one. I agree. But yeah, it is weird though that Emily's name's on there, but Hunter's isn't, and that's interesting. I'll be honest with you, but I agree with Willie too.
Big one though, Willie, is that if he had any, maybe not by electronic devices, but I was thinking maybe like at the Greek restaurant. You think they would have crossed paths there?
But that's what I mean, or the Winco, because I know that in one of the documents it said that they all went to the Winco. So if you have them, walking down the same aisle as one of the victims or one of the somebody have something to show us that he even knew these people existed. You can't just go and murder people in a different state and plan it all if you don't know they exist.
They can't, Willie, because there's no connection to him, and none.
That's what I mean. You're planning a murder for somebody you don't know. And don't like
well, if you want to go by what they're trying to make us believe, he bought this knife 8 months before he moved and did all this to this area. So you're pre-planning this, premeditating the whole thing 8 months or more before this, and then you have no victims whatsoever, and you're just going to say, "Okay, I'm here."
Now they were hearing that 10 months before he might have bought the mask at Dick's.
That's what I mean. Like they're trying to put all this together, and I get that because that's what. They have to paint this picture, but Jesus, man, when you look at the whole thing, it doesn't compute.
I don't think there is one, Matt. I think they've tried to find a connection between them, and there's nothing there. Nothing.
Because now in the document, I'm echoing bad.
Yeah, I don't know. Hold on a minute. Are you running in the background too, Willie?
It's not my device.
It's gotta be Donald.
Hold on, let me try something.
I'm on a phone, so it's never me.
No, wait. Oh, yeah, no, I got you. Wait a minute. Donald, mute your... There you go. Okay, go ahead and talk for a minute, Willie. Let me see what happens.
Hello. Yeah, I'm good now.
Yeah, it's coming through you, Donald. You might have something in the background turned on.
I'm on a tablet. It's a small mic, probably. I'm outside.
Is your YouTube on, like, in one of your pages that drops down?
Like one of the tabs?
Yeah. Tab, sorry.
It's not echoing now.
The only thing that's open is StreamYard.
Dago, you were echoing just a second.
Yeah, he's not echoing, but we are.
Am I?
When he's on, you are.
Okay. Okay, listen, Donnie. At the bottom of your screen, there's going to be a bar if you're on here, and it's the StreamYard screen. You'll go into the settings, and in the back, you'll go to the audio selection there. Underneath audio, it'll have echo cancellation and reduce mic background noise. So if that box on echo cancellation is not checked, check it. If it is checked, uncheck it, and it should change it.
But what were we just discussing? Because
it's checked.
We were just discussing a mask that was purchased.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Dago, do you want that document?
Sure. Whatever we're on, you guys. Whatever you guys want. This is about you guys. And
yeah, they're saying 10
Just
months.
no shower curtains.
No shower curtain. No.
All right. So the document would be state's reply to defendant's objection to motion in limine regarding self-authentication of records.
And what date is that from, Eddie?
Let me scroll.
State's reply to...
It's the 24th.
All right. And read it to me one more time.
State's reply to defendant's objection to motion in limine regarding self-authentication of records.
Okay, hold on. 24th. Come on. Show it to me.
Damn it, I lost my fucking point. Damn it.
It'll come back. Don't worry about it.
I hope. That was really important, too.
It always does. Defense objection. Nope, that's not it. Hold on. There it is. Nope. Wait. State's reply to defendant's objection to MIL self-authentication of records. That one?
Yes. Okay. I believe so.
Yeah, that's the one about the mask is in there, right?
Right. It's on the top, towards the top of page 5.
Gotcha. 2, 3, 4, and right there. Okay, so Dick's Sporting Goods, number 14. Record of sale for Brian Koberger.
There it is, people.
Video link. These documents are maintained by a business The state would seek admission of the documents pursuant to IRE. The relevance of this information is that Brian Koberger purchased a black balaclava from Dick's Sporting Goods on January 10th of 2022. This mask is the same type of mask described by DM that she witnessed
January 10th.
A male in the residence on November 13th of 22.
Yeah, but it's still the same year, Willie, 2022.
Flying shit, dude. It's the beginning of the year.
Let me look at something here.
He lives in the Poconos. You know how cold it is out here in the Poconos in January?
They could say intent. They could say intent.
I don't care what they could say. They can't say he bought that for the commission of the crime when he wasn't even in Washington.
Right. I mean, I have one. Okay.
I have 6.
I used one. I have my old one from the fire department, and I have another version of it just because it does get cold in Ohio too sometimes. So, but
Dago, do you have handy the warrant returns for 119 Lambsden?
Yeah, definitely reaching, Tommy boy. This is crazy.
Returns for what was it?
Well, it's not a document that'll be found in the record right now. But does anyone have like notes that would list the items that were taken from
Pennsylvania and
Pennsylvania?
I was looking for that the other day. I wanted to go through that list of what Don, what's her name, when they served the warrant on his apartment. I wanted to know what they pulled out of there.
I have a list.
May have something, but
it
will take me a minute.
That's fine.
I want to know why they were looking for a sheath over there.
Does anybody's memory recall? Did they get a mask in Pennsylvania?
I don't think they did, Eddie. I don't remember.
If they got a mask, I think it was in Washington.
That's what we're talking about.
It's not in Washington.
It said they had black everything when they.
Oh, they didn't pull anything out of the PA.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Well, everything black in Washington.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything coming out of the PA house as far as a mask. I didn't hear anything about anything coming out of his.
But they make the point of, that matches what Dylan saw. I'm not believing a goddamn thing Dylan saw, so this means nothing to me.
Right. Blow this up a little bit bigger if you can.
Yeah, but once we get to trial, it's in documents. You can't lie at trial.
Yeah, but when she's on that stand, she can't lie either, but she's gonna.
That's a fact. Well, now either that or she'll just plead the fifth, and that's bullshit.
Because you know what she told the grand jury? She told the grand jury she heard music playing. She heard people outside partying of her room, that she awoke to music playing and shit. And now we know she didn't even go to sleep. So good luck, honey.
Yeah, at that time of night, though, Willie? Music at that time of night, and it was icy outside?
Again, I don't see how that's a big deal if music's going on at 2, 3, 4, even 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. We were still awake in college doing whatever.
Yeah, right. The college campus. That makes sense.
People forget this is a college town.
Yeah, but then you have the whole, what is it, the fourth interview or the third interview? This is a problem I had that she saw. I don't know, maybe one
second.
Eyebrow. No.
Second, she saw a vacuum.
Yeah, that one there. But then the third or fourth, this is the craziest shit I've heard. Is that, well, I don't know why I know he's a white guy. I just know that he's white. What?
Oh, yeah. I hate that part.
What kind of an answer is that?
She's like, I just knew he was white. And I knew he was a guy because I forget what the hell her stupid
okay, hold on.
Opinion was on that. But yeah, she knew it was a guy and she knew what color he was, even though she didn't actually see it.
I own a fire stick, number 6. I have one of those.
For some reason in her mind, all she remembers is a bushy eyebrow. Yeah, honey, they're painted on your wall.
One. So we have the nitro, one glove.
Only a chick, bro. Only a chick can get away with this. I swear to God. No offense to any chicks here.
No, it's true. One black glove, one Walmart receipt with the Dickies tag. Go ahead down. Marshall's receipts, the container from the Bissell Power Force vacuum, possible hair strands, fire stick with the cord and plug, the animal hair strand again, possible hair. None of that has been conclusive for anything. The computer tower, the collection of dark red spot collected without testing. That's nothing. No blood came out of there, so it's all like rust stains and stupid shit like that. Cuttings from the uncased pillow, red button. Nope, nothing there unless it was his own blood from a nosebleed. Go ahead. Top and bottom mattress cover separately. Go ahead. Keep going. Multiple stains.
That's it from the apartment.
Well, there's no mask. There's nothing. There's no knife. No mask.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, but he probably, it was probably in his house in PA. So that means he drove. It just amazes me that people think he drove across the country with so much evidence in his car, that he got pulled over twice with all that evidence in his car, and he didn't give a shit or like dispose of it on the way or anything. Like that, I mean, completely blows my mind, dude.
Why didn't he drive out to the Snake River and dump everything in the river there?
Why didn't he go for the border as soon as he got lucky his second time getting off? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. Canada? If we get pulled over once and we get off the first time, and that's a sign from God to get the hell out of there. But you get pulled over a second time, you're not just pulling over, dude. You're out. Because at that point in your mind, they ran your name, right? They put the pieces together. You're screwed.
Right. Yeah, because they have you under surveillance basically after that second stop. I think they were watching him after that second stop.
That's what I mean. I mean, the second I hear tailgating again, then I'm like, all right, something's up. I'm out.
They were watching him on both of them stops. They deny all they want, but
remember back when, like, you know, I had to fight with people to like convince them that was a planned stop. Remember that? People were like, no way.
They said it wasn't, so we have to listen to them. Well,
that's what everybody was saying, and I'm like, how can you say that when they didn't run his plate, they didn't run his ID, they didn't give a shit who he was.
Was it both though? Both times was it highway patrol?
Good point, Nelly.
I don't know. I know the FBI planned or told him to do it though. What Nelly said. I just want to. This should just be a lesson to everybody that no matter how good of a person you try to be, if you get accused of a crime, they will go all the way back to try to find little bits and pieces that you might have bought this here. I mean, Jesus Christ, dude.
Well, I would think there'd be a law. I would think there would be a law on how far back they can go on records and stuff. I thought it could be like a year or 2 years, but I don't think it could be forever.
Yeah, you go back a whole year before he's even like going out to that area and checking out the area, and he's buying a mask to do this crime he's gonna do in a year from there. Come on, man. What are we doing here? Like, what is the prosecution?
They claim he's a genius. They claim he was a genius, Willie.
Yeah, sure. Big genius. Wait till you see the defense's response about his condition that he's had since he was a kid, and then you'll realize he couldn't have done this shit. He didn't have the motor skills to do it. You saw that?
Mm-hmm. With the dyspraxia.
Yeah, they're saying the mask was Under Armour too. The ninja from Dick's Sporting saying that was Under Armour too.
A lot of people like Under Armour. Big whoop. He was a runner. That's a good brand for.
That's all they sell at Dick's.
Yeah, for a runner. Yeah,
I have a bunch of Under Armour shit, and it comes from Dick's. Just saying.
But it's just crazy because like you see how he didn't buy a mask, gloves, knife, like a whole kill kit. He didn't buy it once, like, you know, like they're trying to kind of make us picture in our heads. He bought it like he bought this, then he bought this, then he bought this. And then they're putting it all together. Like then he used it to kill everybody on this night.
The thing is all the things that he bought, including the knife, are some things that I would go buy. Willie would go buy.
That a normal guy would buy. That a normal guy would buy.
I bought a sword last month.
Yeah.
And, you know, does that make me a samurai? No,
dude. I have a you've seen my super knife over here, and then I have a machete. I have 2 of those. I have 3 knives in the garage. I mean, this is what
I'm looking at. A handheld sickle right now. I got literally like a
black and gray are a common color for a guy to buy too.
Yeah,
I'm looking at a black and gray hand sickle right now. I got in my hand that's sharper than anything.
Let me read this too, guys, because I think this
doesn't mean I'm a killer.
No, it doesn't. In my opinion, I agree. This document also shows the DoorDash records for Xana and Ethan. The hard drive was provided on April 5th, and it says these documents are maintained by a business. The state would seek admission of the documents pursuant to IRE. The state may rely on attached records, states Exhibit S9 from DoorDash regarding a delivery to 11/22 on November 13th at 3:59 a.m. That's an exact time now. 3:59, because we were told before that it was around 4 something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's an exact time for the DoorDash. Now, this particular evidence provides a timeline of events for Xana before the homicides and corroborates state's witness testimony. This was provided to defendant on May 26th. The state
So
is in
that's
the
8 minutes. That's 8 minutes from when he's supposed to arrive on the side there.
Not to mention that happened, and they pulled both their phones. So which one is it? That's the problem.
Mm-hmm. Wait till you find out. Wait till you find out there was 5 orders on that DoorDash.
Well, there could have been one for everybody.
I mean, everybody's awake, right?
That's a very big possibility. Yes, dyspraxia. Yes, I see that.
Hey, I'm ordering. You guys want something? I mean, come on, it's just courtesy.
Sure. Sir, early warning records. What does that mean? AV, that's a video, right?
Yeah, that's a video.
So what the hell's an early warning record?
Yeah. Then they say he bought bear spray, which he did use against people that were awake in the house, which is crazy.
Here's my thing, though. He went from Pennsylvania to Idaho. They're both country states, in my opinion, rural states. Okay.
Yeah. His mom probably told him to get something to protect himself.
Right. Knowing what he knows from living in PA, where Willie lives, and he can tell you that, like, it's rural. Period. That's what it is.
Yeah, we got bears out here.
He may not know what to expect out there, so he could have bought some of these things to live. You know what I'm saying? Just to have.
That's what I mean. The guy can't even prepare to go live somewhere without all this being labeled as. That's crazy.
Go ahead, Mama Bear. What are you saying?
The early warning records has to do with this bank account. It's something to do with the credit report.
Oh, okay. Got you. That makes. I know what it is now. Got you. Thank you.
No, he didn't like to hunt storm. He was a vegan. He didn't even like to gut fish, for Christ's sakes.
The state no longer intends to rely on this evidence. If the state does, it will lay the proper foundation. Okay, whatever. Elon financial records for Kaylee. The state no longer tends to rely on that. So they've thrown a lot of this out anyway. So, okay, Eddie, was there anything else in this document you wanted to look at?
That is the only thing, other than, like you just mentioned, a lot of these things, the state has determined that
they're
they're not going to be needing it after all.
The financials are being thrown out for a lot of this. They're saying a lot of that throughout here, that they're no longer relying. So yeah.
Where's okay, and all this itemized shit, right? Where's the receipt for the night? Where's a receipt for a K-bar night? Where's that at?
I haven't seen one anywhere.
Okay.
Has anybody seen a label? I'd like to see a mailing label.
I just want to make sure.
Wouldn't you still have to pull a receipt even from Amazon?
Of course.
Yes.
And Amazon keeps all your past purchases, so that'd be the easiest thing for them to get.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
It'd be on the credit card. Wouldn't it be on your credit card records?
Yeah, that too.
That's what I mean. But he's a cloud-based forensics TA, and he bought it all on the cloud. Okay. Whatever.
I want to show them how stupid I really am.
That's what I mean, dude.
I put in chat. I copied and pasted from one of these documents something that I came across, and I put it in chat. Would you like to go over that document?
Is that the many of the friends who were at 11/22 when police arrived stayed in the same hotel the night of the 13th?
Yeah.
Yeah, I sure would. That's interesting.
Okay. Well, it's the same date as the others. And it's called the defendant's reply to state's response to defendant's motion in limine number 7.
I guess he had to go somewhere, though.
That's interesting, though. Date on it, Eddie.
3/24.
Of course. Defendant's reply.
Yeah, to state's response to defendant's motion in limine number 7.
Okay, hold on. Witness identification. No, that's by the bushy eyebrows one.
Yeah, regarding witness identification by bushy eyebrows. Yes.
So that's the right one then. Okay, there we go.
Page 6.
So many documents make your head spin.
No shit.
Oh, I've never in my life seen as many documents that this case has put out in my life ever, and I don't think we ever will.
Well, that's because of what the case is.
Top of 6 or
4 people.
Yeah, it's the second to the last paragraph from the bottom of page 6.
Second, right here. Okay. In this case, not only was there an 8-hour delay in reporting prior to the first law enforcement interview, Dylan Mortensen was allowed to mingle with Bethany Funk and many other friends. Law enforcement did not separate all of the friends who came to 1122. Oh, that's interesting. So
Yeah,
they didn't.
usually they put you all different.
They didn't separate her and those two from everybody else and set them down somewhere and say don't move.
Nope. Just keep building your story up.
That's crazy, Jimmy. I'm sorry, but okay, on we
Yeah,
go.
that's protocol, dude.
Dude, again, Willie, if this was you and I, we'd have been locked in the back of a cruiser.
Dude, we'd be under the jail, and they wouldn't have to pull any of our Dick's Sporting Goods records. We would just be done.
Yeah, pretty much. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, if those roommates were male that were in the house, they'd be in jail.
Nobody would be sticking up for them, and the fact of they're just kids, they didn't know what was going on. No, none of that would be happening. Everybody knows it.
They said here too that law enforcement did not separate all of the friends who came to the King Road prior to interviews, and no warning was given to discuss the facts, and no effort was made to limit such a discussion. Many of the friends who were at 1122 when police arrived also stayed in the same hotel room the night of the 13th. There was also extensive media coverage. Post-event misinformation must be considered as a factor on the accuracy of Dylan Mortensen's memory retention. Are you kidding me?
Wow, man.
Finally, he's taking all that time to compare and make the same story.
Oh, well, during the retrieval phase, the brain searches for the pertinent information, retrieves it, communicates it. This process occurs when eyewitnesses describe what they observed to police, when they participate in identification, confrontations, and when they testify in court. Several factors affect retrieval, of course. Time is a very important factor in memory retrieval. Okay, first and foremost, why did they have to stay in a hotel? Why? They were all from that area. Why didn't they stay in their homes?
Good question.
That makes no sense to me. Go ahead, bud.
Do you recall your reaction to the latest hearing? I believe that the hearings that were on 2 days, the 23rd and 24th of January, and you had a reaction, I think the following day, and I was a panel guest.
I think I vaguely remember. Remind me, though.
And I was talking about Dylan's statement, and I said that originally I thought she might have been like coerced to make the statement, but now I have a more specific way of explaining it. I said she was coached.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah.
I stand by that. Yeah, that is true, and I stand
by it. Who?
Coached by law enforcement. Who else would have talked to her, Eddie?
Right.
Or, I mean, Willie?
Oh, I thought she meant coach to stay up for 8 hours and do nothing about it.
No. This is after the fact. I believe there were 4 interviews, and I think each one of these interviews was a level of coaching.
Yeah.
Everything changes to an extent. There's Miss Tandy. Welcome, dear.
Especially when
enforcement is accepting these statements.
Yeah, especially when she comes back the second day, tells you now he was holding a vacuum, and you just keep believing her. It's like, what?
And the interview that Gooch did with her is ridiculous. That's when all this crazy shit starts coming out, when Gooch starts to talk to her. I think he's white. I don't know why I think he's white. I just think he's white. What is that? How do you even answer that question that way?
That's amazing.
It's ridiculous.
So he could have been African American. He could have been Oriental. We don't know. She just knew he was white.
I wonder if the vacuum happens to be, the vacuum that Dylan supposedly saw. I wonder if it is a Beisel Power Force vacuum by any chance.
Oh, you mean that's where the container they retrieved from him?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What I thought, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why he's asking. I heard
somebody say maybe he was carrying his knife sharpener.
Well, did Mama Bear have the warrant returns for Pennsylvania, or was it just Washington?
The one had both. I put it in the back chat, Eddie. I found a document from January 17th, 23. It was titled Motion and Order for Original Search Warrant and Search Warrant Application to Remain Sealed, but a redacted version be provided for public release. It's like 49 pages long.
Jesus.
Dago, I dropped it in the Discord because I didn't know how to get it.
They love doing pages, man.
Oh, the search warrant. No. Yeah, they do. Yes, they do. Hold on a minute, you guys. Okay, so now we know that happened too. But hold on, let me pull this. There's so much.
I want to know. I want to know why they were looking for another sheath at his apartment after they left the King Road residence.
To confirm that it was still there and it wasn't left at the crime scene.
Well, I just want to know if the reason they were looking for another sheath is because they found another knife.
Oh, that's
yeah. The match the sheath, yeah.
No. I mean, like, so say that, like, I think they found another, or they could tell that there was another weapon used, so they
were
trying to find another sheath at
yeah,
which would make sense.
So this is the motion in order to unseal the warrant return. Blah blah blah. Wow, this is shitty looking papers. This is let's see. The Washington State Constitution recognized the victims of crimes have rights. Blah blah blah. Blah. That's not it. Let me get to the place where it's at. The basis for this motion is that there are 2 surviving victims, witnesses of a now notorious and much publicized murder burglary in Moscow, Idaho, whose full names are listed in this search warrant and search warrant application. These warrants were issued and served in Washington State because a suspect in the crimes resided and worked here during the time of the murders. These warrants and associated applications were sealed due to the sensitive nature of the investigation at the time. Since then, an extensive probable cause affidavit, which is garbage, has been unsealed in Latah County, Idaho, which has alleviated much of the need for sealing here in Washington. The documents filed in Latah have not disclosed the surviving victims' names, only their initials. These victims should have the level of protection that can be provided by having their initials substituted for their full names in the search warrants and search warrant applications, which become publicly available from this court. Hence the reason why most of us have used their initials instead of saying their full name all this time, but it is what it is now. The state is asking the court to consider the usual factors showing of the need for sealing the records and where that need is based on right other than accused's right to a fair trial, a serious and imminent threat to that right. Number 2, anyone present when motion is made must be given an opportunity to object to the closure. The proposed method for curtailing open access must be the least restrictive means available for protecting the threatened interests. So this is all the legal rigmarole. Hold on.
DW recalls that a mask was obtained from the Pennsylvania address.
There was? On the PA, the list of things that were retrieved. Huh.
I can see what's about to go on.
How do they battle 3 different states though? Because you got state law Washington, you got state law Idaho, and you got state law Pennsylvania. How do they weigh all these laws?
I think it's where the crime's committed, I'm assuming.
What do you think is about? I'm listening. I'm grabbing my coffee, guys. I can still hear you there. What do you think is going to happen, Eddie?
They're going to have physical evidence on him.
That's what I was just wondering.
That's why a moment ago I was asking, I wonder what kind of vacuum cleaner is going to be a Bissell Power Force, I'm sure, right? And then
probably.
And then, this mask is going to match that silly drawing of DM's. And so Miss Massa was asking,
it's all going to fit.
So why didn't you see the white Under Armour symbol on the mask then? That's literally right on it. She's viewing his bushy eyebrows. In that line of view, you could see a symbol on the mask if it was an Under Armour.
Wouldn't they be gray though? Sometimes they're gray or they're white. Usually, ain't they?
Listen, she saw his eyebrows, so she must be paying attention to detail. So if it's that dark, you're able to see his eyebrows. You can see some damn symbol on right under his nose or wherever it's located at. Yeah. I'm just not buying it, man.
I wonder if his apartment was broke into, whether he was aware of it or if it was done without his knowledge, either before the crime or shortly after the crime.
You're gonna have to have proof of that.
I just want to. Okay, if nothing was stolen, right? Like where is any sort of like there has to be some sort of motive to do this, like infatuation of the girl, and infatuation of a girl, but there's no SA, or a hatred for somebody in the house, but he didn't have any disputes with any of them. So then, my mind goes to, well, did they have something in the house that was valuable that maybe, he or somebody wanted to take, but then they say nothing was stolen from the house and there's no forced entry. So,
and another thing, Willie,
why did Brian do this?
Yeah, what it's out of the blue, but wouldn't you think somebody would do something like this, would have cameras somewhere or some access to a home before they do a crime?
Well, yeah, you would think he would do some kind of recognizance, but based on the timeline, Brian didn't even hesitate when he got out of his car to go inside. He literally had, because of how it's broken down, he had to literally get out of his car and
he would have had to know the layout. He would have had to know where everybody was and the layout of the home.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. But he did this on a Saturday, which is one of the busiest nights in the college. He did it while at least 3 lights were on in the house, 3 or 4 lights possibly in the home. So he knows people are awake. There's foreign cars in the driveway that he wouldn't have seen if he was stalking them beforehand. Yet he's so brazen that he runs inside, and not just runs inside and starts on the floor that he gets in. He goes and traps himself on the 3rd floor with a damn knife. If my ass was on the bottom of those steps with a baseball bat, I have the upper hand than you do, being at the top of my steps with a 7-inch blade. Period.
One of my biggest things is something you just touched on, Willie, is the fact that.
Say that again.
One of the biggest things I touched on, or one of my issues, is you just touched on it, is he went into a house knowing that there's 4 cars sitting in front of that house, meaning everybody that lives there is possibly home.
But not just that, the lights are on, dude. Everybody's awake.
Well, that too, yeah. I don't know. I mean, that bugs me too.
What do you mean you don't know?
The climate was dark.
I don't know. Like that's one of many things, dude. Is what I'm saying.
So, like, and then he's supposed to just turn into this John Wick character that everybody wants to believe. But then you look into his past and his past motor skills and the stuff he had to do to correct his motor skills. Brian wasn't this. He's not that dude. I was trying to tell everybody that in the beginning, but everybody thought he's tall. So that means he can, just take 4 or 5 people at once without having a scratch on him. He's not that dude, man. He was never that dude. And I hope that background that the defense, all that paperwork, it's long, but it's a really good read. It had Annie in tears, actually, believe it or not. I hope she doesn't mind me saying that. But that document had her in tears because she can relate to somebody she knows. And she told me flat out, if having that and doing like the crime, it's almost impossible, dude. Almost impossible. But again, here we are, and this is what we're supposed to believe. So who am I?
I know. What are your thoughts at this point? What's up with this, Eddie?
Well, to finish my thought, you know how important court time is, and these attorneys aren't going to be up there just asking questions out of curiosity. On the 24th, Miss Massa, she was asking Corporal Brett Payne about his whereabouts during the evening of the arrest.
Yep.
And I was curious because they know something. I was wondering about the significance of that. Of course, he testifies that he wasn't there, but if his parents, they could have been in the house, like say in the living room, and they would have no idea what's going on throughout the rest of their own residence. And in that garage, I've always wondered, because she was hammering home this idea about a receipt, a 2018 receipt for an iPad that he had in the car for an Apple account from 2016. Now it just seems very fishy that he has a receipt dated from 2018 still in his car. Now, the fact that these latest documents come out, I'm wondering if all this evidence that they have, they're going to have
receipts. What you're going to say is going to have receipts to match up with everything.
Yeah, they're going to. That's the next shoe to drop. I can almost feel it coming on.
Okay. Yep, the way they're. Yep, I think so too. I think they're going to have receipts to back this up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a fiction, but yeah, they'll have it. prepare for it.
I just want to see. I just want to see a receipt for a knife.
How does the defense pull out of that then? That's what I want to know then. If that, I mean, I can expect it to come. I'm not.
That'd be huge. That's going to be huge.
I don't give a shit about, you know, mass he bought years prior or this and that, because I'm not believing Dylan's story. So I just want to see a receipt of a K-bar that came with a, and again, to me, it's a big deal.
I want to see a label too, Willie. I want to see a mailing label with his name on it.
But here's that, but it also needs to match the exact knife that they're saying was used, because I'm assuming you could get, and if you do some research,
you're saying the SKU number. You want to see what SK or the model number on the actual item.
Yeah, well, not but the actual like sheath, is it real leather or is it fake leather? Right, because if you look on Amazon, you have one sheath that's $95 with a knife, and then you have another one that's $27. So I'm assuming that leather probably isn't real. Brian being a vegan, so like all that really matters, because I don't care what knife you bought. If it's not the knife that was used to murder these people, then it's all for naught.
I'm a bear guys are up.
And then if you look at the wording in the document, the word sheath is spelled wrong when it says knife with sheath and sharpener. But if you notice in the parentheses, the word sheath is spelled wrong. So what that told me, just trying to use common sense here, is that's the exact wording that Brian searched in Amazon. And when you put in K-bar with sheath and sharpener,
they probably did that to match it up so it matches up.
But that's what I'm saying. You can't find a set of like what he has here on the screen with
that spelling.
With that and a sharpener. So like he just put K-bar knife. I literally copy and pasted what they had in the documents that said I think it said K-bar with sheath and sharpener. And if you type that into Amazon, there's a really good value that they have. I think it's like $20 or $30, but it's all black. So, there's none that is specifically look like this with a sharpener when you type that all out in the box. And I mean, I don't see another reason they would misspell the word sheath in their paperwork if that's not.
Is this a military knife and a hunter's knife?
You got to put K-bar knife with sheath and sharpener. There you go. So, you could have kept that. That's fine. So K-bar knife with sheath and sharpener, it says. You spelled it wrong, but that's all right.
Did I?
Yeah, you had two words together and you spelled sheath how they spelled sheath.
Hold on.
You need E after. Yeah, there you go.
Sheath, like with an F, like Frank?
You throw an L in there?
It's a sheath. SHEATHE.
Oh, the E. I keep forgetting E. Sorry. There it is.
I think there's an E, right? Unless
I never thought there was. But that's okay. If it is, that's fine. Well, it did come up now. Okay, there we go.
Okay, so you're getting different results than I get. That's funny.
That is that one right there is the USMC. The
yes, that's the 90.
Wow, $95 for a knife?
That's what I'm saying. And if he bought this back in March, right, when he was in the Poconos, he wasn't making a ton of money. So it's not like,
wouldn't be that much at that time, though.
Right there. You see that one right there, the black one, Diego?
Yeah.
That's the one that comes up the most bought. Like when I search it in, that's like the what it wants me to buy because of like so many other people bought it as far as like that value for your money.
It's cheap. It's a cheap knife.
Yeah. The Flissa one, yes.
You see there's a sharpener.
Right. Let me ask another question on this. Why would you specifically? Okay, this is for you, Eddie, Don, Willie, Cap, anybody else in the chat here. I wonder why, if you're buying this to commit a crime,
why would you take it and buy it off Amazon?
Well, first off, yeah, but that's not my question. Not with his knowledge, that's dumb to me. But whatever. Why this knife specifically? I'm wondering, is there something about this he knows?
What's it tied to him? Why would he tie so connected? What does this knife represent?
And the reason
just that, he probably I'm assuming did some research, and I thought K-bars weren't meant for what he did.
They're not. And the
Okay.
knives was the blades, Twiz was in here and verified that too, as well as my buddy that was in the Marine Corps that I talked to said that the blades will break very easy on it.
You would think an axe would be better.
Well, it's not even that, Don. It's just like I would look into a hardened blade, a hardened steel blade that is not going to, that doesn't have a history of breaking. If I plan on doing something like this, if you're going to do research, do research.
Yeah.
Okay.
This knife is susceptible for breaking, right?
Yeah, because there's 100 other knives you can get for hand-to-hand combat, especially if he knew or he just didn't give a shit that people were going to be awake and he knew he was going to have to put up a fight. Now, I'm not picking a K-bar. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Did they say that the one that they believe this was, based on the wounds, was serrated like this?
Well,
was it a fixed blade like that?
Well, if you read the paperwork, they actually describe the wounds 3 different ways. Payne describes the wounds 2 different ways, and I think I forget what they say, edge weapon or something.
Yeah, an edge weapon was the first thing they said.
Yeah, and then there's something else.
I would think it's got those little grooves in them.
Well, I'm just saying, like you see. Okay, so you figure how much force, like when you're in a full, he must have been, or anybody did this, must have been a full-blown adrenaline rage, right?
Yeah, rage.
So you're stabbing down hard, and you see that little guard it has.
Unless he's taking out
the hilt.
So
just slicing.
Yeah, so in his selfie, right? I don't know what hand he's taking a picture with. Is there any sort of bruising? No. See, that's what I mean.
Just like white colorization where it's cold, like you're cold.
But
that's
even with gloves on, that's a piece of metal continuing, because you have a little bone right there. If you press like right on the edge of your pinky, like at the bottom there, you have a little bone right there.
I analyzed that video like you wouldn't believe, looking for bruising, bleeding, cuts, this, that, everything else. And with the hilt marks, the hilt being the way it is, hold on here.
Skin
this
tone.
Is the one, that hilt right there. Okay, if you're coming down 54 times, at some point, okay, you're gonna
be friction.
First off, gloves or no gloves, okay, unless you're wearing some kind of super padded gloves, I don't believe that. You're going to bruise this up, if not slip over top of that hilt, okay, with the force you're doing, and cut yourself somehow.
Or you're going to have a very red discoloring of that skin area.
Then let me ask you guys this. Why doesn't Brian have the sheath on his belt? If Brian didn't, like, if there was no SA that took place, and he didn't have a reason to take his belt off, at what point does that sheath come off the belt?
That's never made
it had to fall off.
Here's something else too, you guys. Here's somebody else. A lot of people are saying, well, maybe during the ruckus, this and everything else, there's no way you're gonna tear this leather.
Shit ain't coming off.
It's the rivets here, guys. I tried to show, even with this one, it's made of the same material. Okay.
Or unless he went down and he cut like a belt loop or cut it. Now that
the way that this stuff is put together, I mean, I could probably tie this to my car and in my house and pull, and it's not, it would take a whole
I mean, we're talking about, remember, I mean, if we're going to say they were just young college girls, that's what they were, right? So you're telling me one of them had the strength to, because it happened obviously on the 3rd floor. So one of those 2 girls had the strength to rip that off his belt. No.
The only way that's going to rip or come off of a belt is if you rip the belt loop, in my opinion, and it falls off the belt. Okay.
Yeah.
But you're still, what's up, Sarge? Good to see you.
I don't.
It doesn't make sense, and I still can't see somebody walking in and carrying that like that, hand in hand. I would think you would.
You would have to use your hands more. You'd be using your hands if you had 2 items.
You would need a hand to control the situation or the person, possibly. You
open a door.
All of that. Yes, thank you. That's my feeling on that too. And yes, they are soft metal. Thank you, Tomboy. And now again, 54 stab wounds. You're gonna hit ribs. You're gonna hit bones.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine after that many attempts at this, first off, the dexterity you would have to have.
But my question to you is, do you think that, now this just might be a possibility. Dylan didn't describe seeing a knife, but she described seeing a vacuum. Could this have been a knife that was so big that maybe she described it, she mistaken it for a one of those handheld,
you mean like a machete?
Yes. I mean,
Yep.
she saw
I said
eyebrows,
that.
but she didn't see the knife. Because if he didn't have the sheath, he obviously still had the knife in his hand. Where would he put the knife?
I said that 2 years ago, Willie, because of the wounds that Steve described were deep, large gouge marks. Okay?
Yeah.
I said that 2 years ago. That what if it was a machete? Well, then why is there a K-bar sheet there? I don't know. You tell me that. I didn't put it there.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
that
right.
that one fit in the sheath. How would that fit in the sheath? It wouldn't. That'd be impossible.
That's why they were looking for another sheet.
I'm gonna show you something too, you guys. Hang on a minute. Don't go nowhere. I gotta grab something here.
Keeps getting wilder and wilder.
Again, it just doesn't make sense to me that she wouldn't have seen a knife in his hand, but she saw eyebrows, she saw vacuum. Which
Now,
to see a vacuum, you have to be looking at his hands, right?
Are most of those, they're not silver, they're all black, right? Those knives are mostly black on the blade, right?
I mean, I think so.
Because
I think some are
silver. If it would have been silver, it would have reflected shiny or something. Because if it would have been black, it might have been hard to see in the dark, though.
Yeah, but then what the hell is this vacuum she saw?
Right.
She had a knife in one hand and a vacuum in another.
And if you would think it'd be a vacuum cleaner, he would have had it wrapped or covered up so you couldn't see the brand or anything.
It's just her story's not driving, and I don't see it driving with the jury unless
hungover or drunk. Like she said, she was dreaming and hallucinating. Didn't remember.
Yeah, she was dreaming for what, a couple minutes, and all of a sudden she's stable enough to Snapchat people, look for jobs, do this.
Or sitting on the bed or hiding in a closet, or
she was looking for jobs, dude. Let's face facts. She was searching. She was checking her Indeed while her friends were dead in the house.
And why wouldn't you go out? Why wouldn't you go out of the room and get out of the location?
Yeah, why not jump out your window if you're so scared? You're gonna risk opening the door that you just saw a masked man that you're terrified of to run down to Bethany. What else Bethany gonna do for you?
You would think you would want to escape the area.
Yeah, or call 911.
That's
like a normal fucking person.
That doesn't make sense. Why would you stay right there in the room?
You would. That's the thing. You wouldn't. You just said it right there. You wouldn't. Flight or fight. Yeah. She didn't do neither. She ran down a flight of steps, maybe.
I thought that was the type of sharpener they were talking about. Okay, but
wow, that's a big one, Dago. How many knives you got to sharpen on that?
Oh yeah, that's a soap. I got one of that. I got a soapy.
Well, it's kind
stone? Is that stone?
Yeah, it's a stone. That's the only one I think you should use. But this is a little. Hold on.
Whoa.
Okay.
Go to Diego's house.
This is more along the lines of what I was thinking was a grander possibility.
That would be something that would do a lot of damage quicker and fast too.
And you don't have to be close up to somebody to do it.
You can do that from a distance.
Exactly. And I'm telling you, when I heard the type of wounds that there were, that's what I thought immediately.
With that case, though, when you see body parts everywhere, though,
I mean, I don't know, but it depends.
Yeah, but you being in the paramedic field, right? We hear. Okay, we know the 911 call now. Okay, so but my question is when even Hunter, when everybody went inside, even because I heard Dylan or Bethany say we have to go inside and check or something like that.
Hunter.
When you're in that house, how does it ever hit you that this person's passed out drunk with that smell, dude?
Okay, let me tell you something here. I said this yesterday or the day before.
Being a paramedic, ex-paramedic, whatever in the field you were.
Decomposition would have hit that house.
We talked about that last night. I pulled up the stats, the definition. The readout, I can't think of the word right now. Anyway, how long it takes for all that to happen, what will happen, how it works, so on and so forth. And again, not to be disrespectful to the victims by any means, but this is what it would be. Okay, it takes like a couple hours for that to go into full effect. Okay, when the smell of the blood. Okay, there's that. There's 4 victims that are releasing that. Now, on top of that, when a body dies or passes on, whatever you want to call it, it will evacuate. Okay, once it passes on, the body relaxes, all the muscles inside relax, and it evacuates. Meaning, Anything that's in the stomach will release, and fecal matter will come out. Urine will completely, everything will empty out. Okay, that's 4 people. That's a lot of that, and it doesn't smell good. Mix that in with the blood that starts to putrefy. Okay, it doesn't get to the full extent for days, 3-4 days maybe, but within hours it starts to do that, and it starts to decay, the decomposition stuff. Then the body goes into rigor mortis, and then it comes out of rigor mortis, and then the body poses. Okay, I mean that's the end, and then that all happens within an 8-hour
You
period.
harden up, right? Does the body harden up?
You'll harden up, and then then the muscles will release, and the body softens back up, and then they call it posing. Okay,
right. But you're still like your hair and your nails and stuff still grow, right?
For a minute, yeah, for a while.
So is it possible that maybe she was face down?
I think they all were face down.
That would be the only way you would not.
Well, we don't
see
know that, but they didn't report seeing any stab. Where'd he go? But they didn't report seeing any stab wounds physically. So that would just make sense that if she was stabbed, wouldn't she be?
Well, okay. Back to what I was going to tell you, Eddie. The link. Oh, he's got to make a phone call. Sorry, it's okay, bud. The 911 call. Okay, we hear there's something happening something happened or is happening in my home, and we don't know what.
Yeah.
And then we hear, okay, right. My friend or the roommate passed out. She was drinking last night. She passed out and she won't wake up. But how do you know that?
How do you know that she's passed out? How would you know she's passed out?
That's what I'm saying, Don.
That's what they were saying.
You haven't seen her
you might
yet.
have to turn your mic down a little bit, Don. You're really loud. But yeah. I don't know. I don't know how would they make that assumption if they didn't already view the body?
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
Or see it.
That's what we're saying, Donnie.
View it, see it. Yeah.
Maybe on the way when she was running down, she got a glimpse.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Don. They're in the room with the door closed. How?
Running down where?
No, when BF remember the
when she ran down to BF's room, then why not go up and help your drunk friend?
That doesn't make sense, you guys. She's on the 2nd floor going to the 1st floor. She's going to walk.
Right, that's on the 3rd floor, right?
Maddie and Kaylee are on the 3rd floor. But listen, let me finish this real quick. She's going to go past the hallway to the stairwell that Xana's room is in. At the very end of that hallway, Xana's room there.
She would have seen Xena.
The door's closed, though, remember?
Oh, yeah, because Hunter had to push it.
No way, bro. Xana was outside the room because Ethan was never mentioned in that 911 call.
Well, okay, but if that's the case though, dude, why was he
saying that's Hunter's best? Isn't that Hunter's best friend?
Who?
Isn't Ethan and Hunter best friends?
Oh yeah.
So like, you're not gonna mention in the call, and also my best friend's dead.
No, well, here's the thing though. In the background, you hear him like he's calling through a door or knocking on a door. He didn't see anybody at first.
Mm-hmm.
So how did they see and know that she's passed out? Did they just assume it?
I think he's seen Xana on the floor. I honestly
maybe they're going to say because they tried to call her so many times, they figured she was passed out drunk.
It's an assumption. It's not a visualization. Because I'm telling you, it's an assumption. It's not a visualization. Because once he finally gets in there and sees everything, and he comes out, go, get out.
Yeah, and then once the neighbor's on the phone, you hear one of them or even both of them come in and say, "Oh, and we saw somebody." And then the neighbor goes, "Oh yeah, and they saw some guy in their house last night."
Well, and the biggest thing with that entire conversation, I don't think you guys are getting what I'm saying. The neighbor states, whoever she was, I can't remember her name or if it was even given, but she states that one of the roommates is passed out, was drinking last night and is passed out and she's not waking up.
Yeah, but how would they know that info without talking to each other? That's what I can't get.
The problem. You're not knowing for a fact. It had to have been an assumption because you did not see that person, in my opinion.
Right, and there was no conversation.
But they just admitted but they just admitted right there. I mean, right there, they just admitted that they didn't think that their friend was stabbed to death on the floor above them. So after all the times of calling the people on the floors above you, why didn't you guys feel safe enough to go check up on them?
That's my point, Willie. That's where I'm going. Because as soon as she gets on the phone, they contradicted themselves in the call. That's the point I'm trying to make. Okay.
No, I got your point, guys. I'm just reiterating.
On the phone and she's crying. She's saying
it's not matching up to what
something happened in our house. We don't know what it was, but at the same time, you're saying that she's passed out, which is not that serious. bullshit. It's just bullshit. You know something else, but you don't want to say it for some reason. I don't understand that.
That's what I mean. How did it go to being fearful, seeing a guy with a mask? This, they were so scared to all of a sudden they don't know nothing, and all they think is their friends passed out drunk. Where did that switch happen?
Thank you. That's the point I'm trying to get out. And I'm not. Maybe I'm not saying it right, but I was just trying to make sure that.
Oh, I get your point, dude. But what does everybody think? At what point of the night did it go from 4:20 something and change to 7:30 in the morning when she called dad or mom or whoever the hell she called? I think Bethany called. Where did it change from? All right, we saw somebody in our house. We were terrified. Literally, she was like, "My phone's about to die," and then one's like, "Oh, it's better than being alone. Come down here." Like that. To me, they're scared.
No,
my
they're
friend was passed out.
Let me make one more quick point.
They're freaking out.
Right. Let me make one more quick point. They're beyond scared. Why are you so scared? If your friend is passed out, Willie, we and you were up partying all night, drinking this and everything else. You're not answering.
It's another weekend.
All right. Okay. Well, let me finish this. So I know you. We're friends. We've been living together for almost a year now, blah, blah, blah. I know what goes on at these parties, all that other shit. I think you're passed out. I'm not going to call 52 people and everybody else and or 911 before I come in.
I'm going to try to make direct contact. I'm going to try to make direct contact with that friend.
I'm going to try to wake you up first.
Yeah,
exactly.
Make contact.
Why would you call other people on a Sunday that are? Hey, I'm echoing again, man.
Hold on, Mike. Turn it down in the background, buddy.
Call other people on a Sunday that are.
You're echoing, Mike.
He got to turn his YouTube off.
There you go. It's good now.
Wow, that was loud too.
But yeah, why are you calling the neighbors over to wake my hungover ass up when everybody else is hungover? We're gonna bother them at 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
Sunday's sleeping day.
Like I said, if one of us is passed out, we've been partying, I'm gonna try to wake you up, splash some water on you, shake you, do this. They didn't even attempt that, so that tells me they knew more.
Or at least make contact, or yell your name, or say something.
Something.
Yep. Okay.
But when do you guys think the switch happened? I still need that question answered because they went
when they got in the room together. When they got
what do you think, Mike? What's your thought on it? You're muted. You're muted.
Which part?
There you go.
You're echoing now too. Hold on.
Yeah, we're echoing.
Oh,
Hello. Yeah, we're echoing, buddy.
It's gotta shut his YouTube off.
I like
you see how he has like 10 screens, dude? I don't know how to do none of that shit, and I'm 30 years old, man.
How's that work?
Man. So jealous.
We're still echoing, bro.
All right, hang on a second.
Yeah,
my man got like 6 screens. That's crazy.
I
want that.
Yeah, that's good. He probably has it muted. Yeah, I got 3 monitors actually. I only use 2 of them, but
dude, I can barely operate StreamYard on this damn phone, man. I guess I just never got with it. I was always like, I'm not going along with the technology fucking crew because
they got splitters or switchers or some stuff like that too.
Kids don't know how to write cursive today.
It's not as hard as you think it is, Willie. Once you get
I know, but it looks hard.
How's that?
Sound good.
No, there's an echo, bud.
He's like, fuck, something's going on.
No, wait a minute. We're good.
Good?
It's still there. Go into StreamYard and go in the background, Mikey, and click the echo cancellation button.
Got echo cancellation's got to be checked
in settings. Let me double check mine. Yeah, we're good.
I guess there's one good thing about being on here with a phone is I never echo. Like
How's that?
The issue. Oh, there it is. We're good.
Yep, you're good, bro. You're good.
Yep. Jeez, about time, huh?
Thank you for joining us. Good to have you.
God, what a fiasco.
Yes, crazy.
You think?
My bad.
Oh no, I think with the case.
Oh no, that too.
All right, now go ahead and ask that question again. That I asked him what he thought of it. What you said,
Willie. Me? Oh, I'm just wondering. I mean, this is for anybody here, everybody in the chat. At what point do you guys think the girls went from being in that terrified state? I almost said frozen shock, but we know that's out of the picture now.
When
and
they
that
got to the
terrified
room together, and when they started calling their parents, I think.
That's a sharpener for a K-bar, by the way. Thank you.
So yeah, so when they were give me a second, Don. When they went from being terrified to now them being on the phone, we hear of my friend's she passed out drunk last night. So they go from being in fear, seeing a guy with a mask, back and forth. I mean, within seconds, texting each other, one's telling to come down here so we're safe, and then a couple hours later, they think that all that happened is one of their friends passed out, and they're calling everybody in their damn phone except the authorities
or anybody else to help them.
I don't think I haven't processed this yet. Until these 911 calls came out, I thought a completely different way, and I haven't had time to. So that's a good question, Willie. It really is.
I just want to know what her answer is going to be when she's on the stand, because she's going to have to answer it. I mean, if I'm I'm asking her flat out, like, both of these chicks, you guys are texting each other like your lives are about to be taken, and then you're roaming on Instagram for 2 hours. You guys are looking for jobs. You're on
Why wasn't the fear there present the whole time?
Well, that's what I mean. Where did that comfort level then settle in at? The fact. What's up, honey? 1 second, guys.
And that's almost where I think Dago's theory comes in, to where they left the house.
It makes sense to me, but they were there the whole time, but maybe she doesn't know. You know what I mean?
Sorry,
how were they?
I don't know, man. I mean, it's driving me nuts. It's driving me nuts.
It's a puzzle. It's a puzzle we may never know.
Yeah, I think we
just
got
angers me, because if any of us here on the panel told that story to law enforcement, they'd
be in jail, Willie. We'd be in jail.
Or yeah, I ain't gonna say that, but yep.
Okay. I mean, the truth is the truth. I don't know why everybody wants to hide from it just to kind of be politically correct. Screw that shit. They want to shoot this guy.
And it makes you wonder, why are the people hiding behind what they're hiding behind? Because that's what I feel. Somebody's hiding behind something.
What's the motive behind it? Why aren't you getting the full justice that you have in the palm of your hands, which is the other DNA you didn't give a shit about, and which came from your detective's mouth that said that we didn't look into it because we already had Brian Kohlberger's name? That is insanity.
The thought of it being like a botched investigation, and for them to do that, I mean, that's a lot of effery.
Thank you.
And that right there will be appeal. That's appeal grounds right there.
It takes more effort to cover it than it does to just do your damn jobs. Why?
Well, even that, Donnie, even before appeal process, it shouldn't even go this far at that point with all the lies that have been put out. It's been like Mike said earlier, what isn't a lie at this point? Everything's a fucking lie, you guys.
And wild, and it just keeps.
But here we are supposed to trust what comes out in these documents from the state, right? That's what I'm supposed to do. Fuck me 12 times, and I'm supposed to still believe you.
Yeah. Can I get another one, please?
Once. How many times are we going to get fooled here? I don't get it.
I know.
And
they lied to the whole grand jury.
Even with the botched investigation thing, once the FBI gets into it, like Moscow PD, FBI, they aren't going to gel with each other. So one doesn't really care about the other. So they would never work together, in my opinion, to continue to cover this up. So
right.
Where did it fall off?
So that's the point right there. That's a great point. I said that a long time ago. If that's the case, what the fuck is going on then? I don't understand this. It doesn't make sense.
Why is the lead investigator? Why is the lead investigator saying the only reason that they didn't look into the other profiles was because they already had Brian's name? Since when is having one suspect's name the grounds to not look into anybody else? Dago, please explain that to me, please. Help me.
Listen, that's a great point. I was over with AR last night. We all know he was in prison a couple different times, whatever, so on and so forth. And I asked him, I said, when have you ever seen in any cases you've ever either been involved in or that you know of where they don't they get a suspect and they may have others and they don't run those suspects' DNA through CODIS at all? They don't even attempt it. He's like, that never happens, bro. That never happens. And I was like, That's my point. What is
must
going
be
on?
an Idaho thing. That's got to be an Idaho.
That's what I mean. Because listen, can I say, that I think Brian did this the way they're saying? Absolutely not. Could Brian possibly be involved somehow, some way? Yes,
Yeah.
but that's not what they're implicating here. So
No.
if those other blood DNAs played into a story of maybe he drove some people that actually did it, and that would make okay, but they didn't even try that aspect.
It's like an agenda. It's like
They didn't try anything. They had extra DNA. Sarge counted it out, figured it out, and said it comes out to be like roughly, with everything included, between 7 to 8 forms of DNA that they had with this case. Okay, they did not. They ran one. They ran one. They cleared everybody else, of course, but they ran one. They got Brian. They stopped everything else and said, "That's it. We're done. Hold it. It's him. Lock it down." Why?
Knowing in your head that you have to take it to trial, and that defense is going to know that you didn't look into the other samples. How? What kind of? Who makes that the stupid decision, dude?
Well, when Bill Thompson was asked why that happened, Bill he stands up and goes, "Well, you can't do anything when you don't have it, Your Honor," or something in that realm. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Hi,
And you would think they would go with every male that's ever been in that house, run their DNA to see if that would match that on the railing of the step.
Bill's his own worst nightmare. That's why you won't hear him talk anymore. Because every time he says something, we find out that Brian is even less implicated.
That's true too. Yeah, that's true too.
On Miss Potts' community page, I swear I screenshotted it, but she posted something today with dates on like what we just went over.
Yeah.
I swear, like she put it to a good
Hold on,
point.
I'll pull it up, Mike. Hold on a minute.
She posted on her community page.
Okay, let's see here. I don't even know where she's at. I wish
she's the reason I know that you can't bring this shit up on a phone, because she called me and she's reading this stuff to me, and I'm like, where are you getting this stuff?
Yeah. Where the hell?
And you can only access it by computer.
A source, probably.
Sons of bitches.
Is it highlighted, Mike, or is it just like standard stuff?
No, it wasn't highlighted.
Well, I know she threw Dylan's drawing of the mask up on her post. There's that, which is this right here.
Damn it.
Which is what
where is she getting that? Where is she getting this?
That was I can't remember where the hell that came from. It was in one of the documents, I believe.
What is that?
That it's flipped sideways. You got to turn it this way, but that's the mask.
That's the mask.
Yeah,
that's
which
the
is
mask. That's
a tactical mask.
It looks like a welder's mask.
If you turn it upright, that's a tactical mask.
Is that fucking Iron Man?
No, but
a ninja.
Thing. And firefighters don't wear these, by the way. Hold on, there's a name, and I think we used to wear the
sword fighting people wear those, or those little skinny things they used to
like a fencer.
Fencing. They have a mask. They have a cover on the front that's mesh. But this is a Nomex hood is what firefighters wear, and that is open all the way around right here. Okay, the whole thing is wide open.
All right, I'm gonna have to disregard what I said.
But yeah, when she saw a picture of Brian, she said she never saw that person.
Right.
Yeah, but then it's like, I swear, like really, after this 911 thing came out, it's like a rewind.
Yeah.
Everything changed. Everything changed.
I mean, when these text messages came out, in my opinion, everything changed. But I mean, the 911 call is one thing. All the activity on their phones, I didn't think we'd see till trial. When I saw that, I was like, that's it. Anybody can say whatever they want to me. Go look at that activity.
Question. Why do things start to change as like we get closer to things?
That's wild.
Shit rolls out.
The same thing happened in Delphi, Mike. Remember?
Yeah.
It's the fifth of theory. It's supposed to fit the theory.
Jesus, Donald.
We're echoing in. We're echoing again. Wait a minute. Hold on here. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Somebody give me a minute here. I gotta find it. We're reading the documents. We've addressed the documents. Every time a document comes out, we look at a document, and it still doesn't make sense.
There's just one more answers. We need.
Don't worry, the prosecution is going to have everything when trial comes, dude. Don't you know?
Oh, they got it already.
You can't lie, Willie. You can't lie at trial.
He's the guy. They got the DNA.
Nobody in here has victim shamed any of the victims because I won't allow for that to happen. Okay,
Nobody said nothing about the victims.
Oh,
No,
boy.
never.
Actually,
never.
I'm the one that just said that. I mean, listen, people actually say they care about the victims. Should want all the justice for the families. They should be ticked off too about the LE not looking into the other samples. Okay,
No doubt.
whatever. You think Brian's involved and did it, fine. But you should be ticked off that all these other samples who could have been involved as well, that these families now have to sit on the outside looking in, that they can't do nothing about.
And there'll always be doubt there too, Willie. There'll always be doubt.
And they just have to get on board with, you know, what one or two of the other families are saying on national television. Like, I just, if that's my kid, I'm having a completely different outlook on this. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Go ahead, Mike.
Nobody ever, you know, like we get bashed. I'm gonna just say, you know, because personally, in my opinion, I think Brian's not guilty, and nobody ever turns it around and goes, "Hey, you know what? Those guys, they're thinking about the victims and the families." And the actual justice, no. You know what I'm trying to get at.
100%.
That's what I mean.
What I was saying the other day, we are here. All of us are here about the victims, and one of the main things is that we're trying to be sure of, in my opinion, because if you arrest and put the wrong person on death row for this and kill this person, take his life as well, and it's the wrong one, that's not justice.
Yeah,
okay,
they got
not
5
justice
victims
for these people.
That's like 2 wrongs don't make a right.
It's worse than that, Mike. You're right. Exactly. So no.
Now, if he did it, he deserves a good shot. Period.
Everybody has been asking these questions only because the main reason is they want to know why these other 2 people who are victims of the circumstance, they're not victims of the crime, they're victims of the circumstance of the crime. Think about that. Okay. Why they reacted the way they did. Because I know what Steve said about like nobody could have been saved and blah, blah. Okay. Here's my thing, folks. If I'm sitting here in this room right now and I start hearing banging, slamming all above my head, all around the house,
go find out what's going on.
No, not even that, Don. I'm gonna pick up my phone because I know who's in my house. I'm gonna pick up my phone and dial 911 right now. If that, as fast as those cops got there after that phone call was made that day, the police could have got there and interjected in the crime that was going on, possibly, and stopped maybe half of the crime from happening, maybe, but nobody did that. Okay. Because I'm telling you what you heard, what they had to have heard.
It had to have been loud.
It was loud, and you had to have heard a whole lot. And it would have
heard
been
somebody speaking, right? That said, "I'm here to help you." If you're hearing somebody's talking voice, I think you're going to hear the screams.
Agreed. Slam, bang, scream, all of it.
Sliced up.
There's definitely a difference between blood curdling yells have to be different.
Yeah, but it's so unfortunate that a jury can't physically go anywhere and hear what they would have heard because the scene is kaput.
That's wrong.
Very
wrong.
That's fact. That is fact. So, what time are we at? 7:04. Okay. So, what we were gonna do, which is what I wanted to do. Thanks for joining us, Mike. I'm glad you're up here.
You're right. I had to wait for some wing to come buy a PlayStation.
Okay, gotcha.
Poor kid. He was 12 years old.
A PlayStation?
Yeah, dude. Long story.
Yeah,
all right, we got
to Gotcha. I wanted to go back and look at some of the interviews that we had and watched and heard with certain other people that were maybe a step outside of the case that came upon the case and review that stuff, Dave, Kim, other stuff like that, and see what has changed from then to now with what we know now within these text messages, within the phone call, all of that stuff, because a lot of people have been coming at me saying, Dago, isn't this what so-and-so said? Isn't that what such and such said? This and everything else. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what it is. So a lot of people requested that. So that's what the main thing of what we were doing tonight, not to mention looking at the documents too, but that's what the point was. And if you guys remember, Kim came around, she went to DT, she came here. Yeah. He was at little dude. What's little dude's name? I can't remember his name. T-Rev, I think. Anyway. And started putting all this stuff out, saying that there were people that knew about this at such a time and this time in the morning, blah blah blah. And everybody's, oh, that's bullshit. That's this, that.
It doesn't match up. Yeah. Poor
Right.
Kim. She went through the freaking ringer.
Yeah. Yes. And now,
and she kept coming back.
I know. And now we're looking at these text messages, going, well, wait a minute.
Matches up. Yeah.
It kind of does, y'all. It kind of does. And I'm really kind of like, whoa, wait a minute. And that, in my opinion, will bring some more into this, more truth per se, and makes you question what went on that morning there, in my opinion, as to what we thought.
But the issue is if channels like yours and other channels don't talk about this shit, the MSM, you know, those texts will come out, and then him taking a selfie will come out, and they'll all report him taking a selfie over all these text messages.
Oh yeah,
so that's you know, so MSM never reports on any of this. That's why the channels are so important to, you know, read these documents and put the truth out there, because it ain't happening.
That's it right there, bingo, Willie. You hit it on the head, because we're not getting the truth from mainstream media. We're not getting the truth from the damn PCA, which is what we're supposed to be following. Yeah.
I mean, the state basically said the PCA is not true, so
it's garbage. It's garbage.
Name it the rename it the PSA.
Hold on here. I'm trying to find somebody. Dropped this video in here with me. Oh shit! Who's got their Discord beeping still? Let me turn mine down. Is it mine?
Yeah, no,
turn mine down.
Hold on, I always forget. I thought mine was off, but 1 second.
What's in Discord?
Boy.
There it is. It's off. All right. Somebody dropped an interview in the Discord last night or this morning that we did. I think it was either me or somebody else with Kim. I'm trying to find it so that we can look at that, listen to it, and then go back and look at what we know now, because I'm telling you guys, it's crazy how much of it matches up now. So give me one moment here.
Wild stuff.
Where did it go? Where is it at? Uno.
Dude, I used to get thrown out of channels for saying I thought he was innocent. Shit.
Dude.
Yeah. Of course you did.
They shamed you for a minute.
Dude. As soon as the PCA came out, and I went from, you know, being the person that knew him that, you know, thought he was guilty to the person that knew him that, you know, didn't believe the PCA, and all of a sudden I was a monster, and I'm like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
That's my fault. I didn't write this shit.
Hey, you jumped right in, but
yeah. Who dropped that in the Discord for me this morning or last night? You guys remember back out here in one of the mods?
What are you looking for, Brian?
That interview, somebody dropped an interview in here for me this morning or last night, and it was
Alicia or Stormy, or
that's what I'm looking at. I don't think it was Stormy, because Stormy wasn't here back then. But hold on. I'm looking. Tomboy.
Because again, dude, if they really were all asleep, right, and we know that we're all asleep and no activity on the phones, yada yada, then, you know, I could see it done in the 6-minute timeline. But when we know 3 out of 4 of them were awake, no way, no.
They nobody was sleeping, dude. Nobody.
But look what it took for us to find that out.
Yeah,
I agree.
Too darn long.
You know how many people still think they were asleep, dude? A lot.
Well, people don't want to hear the truth about this.
We went through months of false information to freaking get to that shit, you know?
Yes. Okay.
Surprise.
We're gonna go this direction with it. I got it now. Here we go.
Especially with Facebook, nobody reads documents in these Facebook groups. They all just talk their shit, and then you're like, "Did you read this and this?" And they're like, and they just disappear.
There it is. So I think Swamp dropped it. Here we go.
When I start.
Swamp Rose. Oh Lord, Jeff.
Is this an older video?
Oh yeah, it's from like 2 years ago, dude. I got it though.
I might have to drop down a little while. Get the kiddo.
That's all right. It's all right.
It's starting to get late.
Dad life.
That's right.
No hate.
It's my little.
All right, so Kiki put this up. This is the interview Swamp Rose. For those of you that don't know who she is, guys, please go check her out if you haven't yet.
Who the hell is that?
Thanks, Walt. She has a channel.
I'm just kidding.
She's in with a lot of ARs. She's with a lot of times with AR.
Yeah, her and
Yeah,
AR.
I'm just playing on that.
All right, so there's her link right there. For those of you that don't know it, please go check it out. Subscribe. She comes in here all the time now too. Anyway,
yeah, she's cool.
Now I want some of these. I'm just playing this for us to hear what she said, when she said it, and about what it was about, and then we can refer to what we know now. And there's proof, guys. And if it's all there, I gotta say my apologies to Kim for not. I mean, I did stand up for her in a lot of senses, but there's still other things, you know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. So hold on a minute. Again, this is Swamp Rose. And
Kim who?
WSU mom Kim. Willie, you don't remember her?
Oh yeah, why? What happened?
Well, she was the one that was stating that they were. Are you serious, Willie? Where are you at?
What? Dude, what have you been smoking?
What do you mean?
Remember, were you?
She said there was like 20. I wasn't here for that shit. She said there was like 20 people outside. There wasn't 20 people outside. It was
No. What she was stating, one of the main things she stated, with what everybody challenged, is that everybody knew about this. That's what the big deal is here right now. Everybody knew about this between, I think it was 8:30 and 10 o'clock in the morning. And
Yeah.
the thing is that nobody supposedly knew about it till after 1 when the vandal alert went out. It's like, no. My daughter was getting, and the reason why we're looking at this is because Dylan was on her phone, on social media, on Instagram, on Snapchat, so on and so forth. This is kind of proof that what she said was right. That's why we're reviewing this real quick. And it shows that maybe that's what Dylan was doing, is telling everybody, hey, this happened here at this time. So hey, Cammy, so on and so forth. And it's like, well, why not now?
Okay. I didn't know that was the reason. I thought Dylan was sketchy from the beginning. So yeah, I believe that too.
Right. This RB said a simple Google search will tell you that our justice system doesn't always work or can be trusted with all their moves. Amen to that one. While it's impossible to know the exact number, studies estimate that between 4 and 6% of people incarcerated in the United States are likely innocent of the crimes for which they were convicted. Thank you.
Brian falls in the ladder.
That's a huge one. And also she says, but since 1973, at least 200 people wrongly convicted and sentenced to death in the United States have been exonerated, suggesting a significant risk of wrongful execution. That's a scary thing, you guys.
I can't believe nobody fucking gets in trouble for that. That means they can kill you and be wrong about it, and nobody has to pay the price.
Well, they do. They pay the price. They hand over a bunch of money and say, I'm sorry.
Shit. Paper printed on a machine.
Yeah, they hand over a bunch of money and say, I'm sorry, have a nice life. It's ignorant.
Wow.
And yeah, heaven forbid we ask questions about these things. That's what we're supposed to do. But no, when we do that,
yeah, we get called all this. Oh, yo, you love Brian.
Right.
What the hell do I care if you did it or not? But the evidence don't make sense.
Nope.
Sorry, I'm not going to sit here and pretend and live in this
Let me
little.
know how the audience sounds on this, and I'm going to skip to certain parts so that we can get to that, so that you guys can hear what I'm trying to talk about. So hold on a minute here. Again, I want to thank Swamp for putting this out. Rose, I appreciate you very much for doing this. If you're not in here right now, again, guys, go check out her channel. I threw her link in.
The rumors, you can hear the word on the street, and even though it might not be, based in some sort of tangible.
Right. I don't care. Nobody
pay attention to what WSU mom Kim is saying right now. Pavarotti is interesting. What he's been saying is so close to the info that I was given early on, with the exception of Ethan.
I think I've seen his stuff.
Oh, sorry.
Kim,
we don't have to worry. We don't have to worry about that part.
You should have started it after that part, because that hurt me.
I know.
Thank you so much for coming on.
It really
Like,
isn't.
like
it's fine. I don't care. Nobody has to believe me. I know that I'm not lying and want to be wrong with a lot of the things I've known. And I've said it for, I feel like, the right reasons. Now, I should have done it differently, obviously. But I didn't. And that's just where we are. Right? That's just where, you learn, unfortunately, but
mind you, this interview that she did was from March 23rd of 24.
at the end of the day, I think we all have the same goal.
But it would be worse though if you took what you know and just kept it to yourself. I mean, I think it's, you know, and that's true with everybody. I mean, I think it's, you know, just because we, you know, we want to hear everything so that we can process everything and figure out what's the most plausible.
I think it's probably just Greek grad on both campuses, which are the targets, because I think that's where these people are kind of infiltrating these bubbles that we've created for our kids, you know, and drugs are rampant. And I didn't know that with my daughter because, you know, she's in a sorority and she doesn't do, that wasn't her thing. I mean, honestly, maybe, I don't know, but she certainly drank enough. But my son, he got into a frat and he dropped within a week. He dropped when they turned 21 to go to the corner club or any of the bars there because they knew about danger. They've had a lot of traps there. It's packed and.
I'm going to try to skip through this to get to that point, guys.
I can't believe
including me, and I'm 58.
with Jeffrey.
Yeah,
so everybody's up their ID.
I don't know if you know the answer to this question, but have you heard any rumblings on the street about this naked man theory about somebody that ran by Bethany's window?
I thought I had heard it, but I've never heard it anywhere but maybe just out there for any social media.
Didn't take anything.
I heard that rumblings
I don't know because I only give it. So when I called in, obviously I don't get information back, but when they assigned us an ISP officer who would call and ask me questions, or if I found something out, I would call him and tell him, and he offered, so you get to know them, and then you're talking, and one thing leads to another, and you know they say things in conversation. They're people, and so he would confirm that when I discovered there might be an alibi that wasn't right, and I was having a hard time figuring it out, I just thought, well, I'm just going to tell them what I know. And he said, we were figuring there was an alibi. That's not correct. They knew that already. So it just corroborated it. And it was just about, and I honestly have I believe that Jack D didn't have anything to do with it. He might have known that there was going to be kind of a shakedown, but I don't think any of these kids knew what was going to come of this whole thing. I don't. I think they just got in over their heads and something went sideways. And I actually don't even think, I don't even know. Well, I actually shouldn't. When I stop and I think, because I want to stop and think before I speak, because I can ramble, right? That's why Daniel keeps me in my lane, so you can feel free to keep me in my lanes. But okay, I'm not so sure that Ethan's death was for the same reason. It wasn't just because he was there. I think that other things went down with the fraternity. That's my opinion. Allegedly, things I've heard, and I did hear from Sigma Chi. They did tell me that when I spoke with the boys through another creator, that there was a fight, and hazing's really bad. It's really bad, especially for fraternities, and it's not legal for a reason. So I don't know, but all of these fraternities are. Well, I know for a fact that one of the houses at Wazoo was dealing, and where they were getting the product from. And they're not in jail anymore. So I don't, and Caden Young is gone.
That's a strong statement right there, dude.
Why?
That was something that she was dead set on back then too. I remember that, if you guys remember, like she wouldn't let it go. And okay. I mean, we don't have any of that proof in here with this now, but then yes, that was a big deal to her. So, and we did see some people get arrested and go to jail, and then they walked away like nothing happened. So I don't get that either. I wish they would get to the point. And yeah, Caden Young is gone too. It's another one. There's a few people that have they're gone.
Yeah.
They're gone.
You know, it doesn't make sense, but that's a whole other thing. I'm trying to get where she gets to this point about the times. This is what blew my mind. Hold on.
Why? Like, and why are they out of jail if they believe that
That's going back to what Pavarotti has been saying, correct?
I don't know who he is, and I said to him, I have no idea who you are. She gave me nothing, so I'm not going to judge her. I don't know what she knows, or if she's speaking for somebody else, or which could be. I don't know.
Did Dot come through you? Were you the initial contact with Dot?
No, I wasn't. Dot.
Was Dot Brad Norton?
It was Brad, and I got to tell you something about Brad too. She's a good kid. She's a good girl. She really is a good girl, and I think her intentions were always in the right place. They always are in the right place. And I've never caught her lying, and I've had her checked out. My cousins think they're funny. They keep changing my name and they do this cyber stuff. So I have had her checked out. I don't have any reason that I'm not going to blame anybody in anything until we know we don't know.
Are you familiar with Dave, who made the phone call?
Yes, I've never spoken with Dave. I know who Dave is. I don't know his. Okay, let me take this back. I don't know his real name, and I told Daniel that we were talking one day, and I said, "Well, who is he?" And I said, "Wait a minute, don't tell me his name because I'll screw it up and I'll slip. I'll give it up." And so we kind of laughed because I will, but I was able to deduce who he is actually, and because Sigma Chi was looking for him to shut him up, and they went and they found the wrong person to shut up, and they admitted that on What's the Obsession. So why does Sigma Chi want to shut Dave up? What is he saying? He's not in their fraternity. He's in a different
I had not heard that. That's on What's the. I'm going to go catch up on all that. I didn't know that because I've always believed Dave, and I asked you if you knew him because I didn't know if you heard him say the reason he actually called in was because of you.
I did know. I did hear that. And actually, he was. Olivia asked me to do the Paramount thing. I didn't want to do the Paramount thing. I vacillated all the way to the point of being a half hour late for, and then having them make me look like my 81-year-old mother. And because I didn't have any makeup on, and I'm like, oh my God, really? And honestly, it was vanity that brought my face out onto Daniel's show and that picture. So I'm like, dude, but it was a stressful, I didn't realize the stress that it had taken up my body. And after we did that, I put the kids on a plane and we went to the Hamptons and spent the summer there. So I was more rested when you saw this picture. But I'm nothing, it's nothing. But so now I've read the question. Oh, what was the question?
He backs up what you're saying about drug use, and that's the only other legitimate place I've ever heard this affiliation before. So
right, and that's what the hope was with Olivia, and was that more people will come out if you talk more publicly, because people have come out of the woodwork, and then a few more things did come out. People did call after that, and I turned it over, and I can't say what that is. It's not. I mean, I will say that this Pavarotti, whoever he is pretty right on about a lot of things. Not everything. I can't bet him, but I've heard probably 90% of the things he said. A couple of things I think I've heard different things about, like, I don't even want to say that these had anything to do with this happening to these girls. I don't even want to go there.
Okay.
In my brain, in my heart, right? How absolutely tragic if indeed this was some kind of retaliatory thing for turning, like he's saying. And I gotta
hop down, man. I appreciate you having me up. You both have a good night.
There's some things you
good, Willie.
can't hear.
All right, see you guys. See you, chat.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah,
it's too much. And my Jasmine, Xana's sister, they know my daughter. They know each other distantly. They're different sorority houses, but they graduated in the same class together. So, but she was blurred on the TV, and I didn't go to my daughter's graduation because for safety reasons. So I was able to watch it from home because we could stream it in, but I wasn't. Yeah, I didn't go to her graduation. It was safer not to. And when I was in Moscow doing Paramount, and first of all, I want everybody to know I did not get paid to do it. I don't want any money off of this. Any money that I would have made or they would have given me, I would go straight to any foundation for these kids. I don't want anything. I just want these kids to be safe and justice for these families. And I want the world to be a better place. And us to start talking to our kids more. We have to educate our kids more. Stranger danger still happens.
Mm-hmm.
So they paid for my airfare. They wanted me to fly over, which was better. And then my hotel in a secure hotel. And I had an armed guard. when I was there.
Good. Good. Do you think will you be appearing on that?
You know, you can go these in the stories.
Okay.
I think that these kids go to college and they come from homes that they don't know.
All right, it's not coming out of here yet, but hang on.
Them great. And you know, he thinks he's charming, he thinks he's handsome with his one suit. One purple suit. They all know.
Maybe I need to go back to the. Hold on a minute. I know I have it here, so hold on a second. One moment. Hold on. I hate listening to myself talk.
You too?
I absolutely hate it, bro. I just hate it.
Dude, I just started doing my own voiceovers yesterday. It's disgusting.
It sucks, doesn't it?
Oh, trust me, bud. Go listen to it.
The worst thing. I hate watching my videos. I hate all of it.
Well, we like watching you, buddy.
Well, I appreciate that, but I don't know how.
Oh, come on, Bobby.
Fun. I mean, or because they're. I mean, some people.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Good Lord. Peanut butter jelly time.
Oh my God! Don't say that. Jeez.
Just saw it. Okay, hold on.
People might do it because whatever. They have, I don't know.
All right, let's get you up here. Again, guys, thank you all so very much for everything. You guys are absolutely amazing. I mean, unbelievably amazing. Okay, Kim, the link is in the chat right below the name Sophie. You should be able to do it. Creators, and I'm not talking about.
Sorry. With the authorities, as far as the authorities go, they're limited. There's a limited number.
All right, this is it. This should be it right here. This should tell us exactly what we were looking for. And this was, mind you guys, May 24th of 2023. Okay, that's how long this has been.
Hard to believe it's been that long ago.
I know, right?
Like, wow.
All right, let me see what we got, and let me get to that point.
That we, as a community, as people of this country, can do something to solve these cases and help them. You know,
100
times than having a like opinion.
Absolutely. Again, thank you, Carolyn. Okay. All right. Let me get this all set up. Are you all set, ready to go? Do you need to loosen up and talk a little bit first, or?
No, I'd rather you ask questions. I think it's better because I
always
have a lot of wild hair and
and
mom it.
Don't worry. I got you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Right. I will definitely keep you on the rails, my dear. I promise. Best I can.
I totally appreciate it. I know my
Absolutely.
limitations.
Yes, ma'am. I respect that 100%. Thank you, David James, my brother. I appreciate you so very much.
Like put us all in touch with each other. I don't think it's just like for YouTubers but I think that would maybe put them into the same wheelhouse, her and Brian, because they were into that same kind of mind, and him coming to this area, and she's cute. So obviously any boy would want to reach out to her. I think that they had kind of like-minded.
You guys are going to have to bear with this. She does. I slowed it back down to normal. She talks kind of fast, and she kind of stutters around certain things, trying to think of what she was saying. She's not doing it on purpose or trying to change stories or nothing, which is what a lot of people thought at that time. It's just the way she talks. When she gets nervous, that's how she talks.
Yeah.
Only that time.
I think she's got like a passion behind this that she just jumps. She knows so much.
Yeah, and then when this was stated, okay, when it was stated, everybody went, nah, that doesn't make sense. No. Well, guess what, folks? Things are changing now. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
It is that way. And I think that if there was some kind of relationship there, I think it was based not a dating relationship, but she was picking out his brain, and maybe they were working together on this crime. That was his interest, that was her interest. That makes more sense to me than them dating, but who knows if they dated. I'm not judging that. They could have.
You know what?
I would believe.
Right. And we talked about this a little bit too, because you guys, I had put out there a theory of mine that, that maybe she had leaned towards Brian and based on his education. And we did talk a little bit more about that based on the theory that, Brian really was not is not that bad of a looking guy, and
that I was told directly by Wazoo, because I obviously called when after they arrested him, the kids all went back to school, I think the 3rd of January. And I said, so who's vetting your teachers? Like, what's going on?
Stash, Joey.
Honestly. And she's,
What'd you say, buddy? Is there an echo? Yep. Sorry,
I
guys.
said,
Hold
look
on.
at that stash, buddy.
Jeez.
Yeah,
I had to get rid of that porn stash.
Look at
Sorry.
this. This is the side by side.
Yeah.
Shows you how fast time flies.
There's a lot more
All
dark
right.
hair on that too. That's crazy.
Moving on.
Yes.
said to me, so we're in a meeting all day today, that we've been doing it all day, trying to figure out what we're going to do about him. I said,
right.
So he wasn't fired. I mean, he was fired after he got arrested, clearly, but officially he had just been under review. TAs have reviews. The students have reviews at the end of the semesters. So really, he didn't get a great review, or he had things to work on. But even one of his professors said,
it's not, you know, let's hate Brian. He did this no matter what.
Bedrooms. There's some in the kitchen, I think, and there is that likely cleaning meant they were cleaning the house, cleaning up evidence, cleaning up getting things thrown away, picking. The amount of blood that must have been there throughout the house must have been huge.
And understand, folks, that that house took 9 days to process the entire crime scene. 9 days. Okay.
Right.
So that'll tell you right there yourself.
And they went back in at several times. So this house, and being a real estate broker and doing a lot of construction sales, and also knowing that Creek Road, they have these little secret panels behind walls and things. Clearly get along. It seems so, because there's a picture of, I think one of them propped on the back door, which I just forever, that'll go down in history as obvious. Probably between that 4 and 9 time.
I agree.
It was cleaned up in the entryway. So you didn't see anything in the kitchen. And here's this other thing that I want to say. I know that it was a long weekend, it was a party weekend, but that kitchen was undeniably tossed. That is the one thing I thought from the get-go.
Yeah.
It was tossed. It wasn't dirty, messy. It was tossed. Like somebody was, and that's kind of part of it.
I can agree with that. Right.
Right.
I definitely could agree with that. Don't forget this. And multiple people, including myself in the chat, are saying they saw the plant too. And I did as absolutely. Okay. There was another one up here. I wanted, this is another one. A lot of people have asked this question. The Snooper, welcome, first of all. And again, why would anyone leave 2 witnesses in your opinion?
Well,
and you can answer that at your discretion as to how much of it you can talk about. Okay.
I think at this point, I feel a little bit more inclined to answer this question, which I really probably wouldn't have a few months ago. But I feel like law enforcement and authorities, I'm concerned that they're going to end it here with Koberger, and then it's not going to go any further because they're involved. Because they knew it was, because Dylan, I believe that they're involved.
That's about as blatant as you can get.
Yep. Delivered the element to the house, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And Dave,
but I believe it came from Hunter Johnson's girlfriend.
Right. And just to reiterate that, Dave, the other gentleman that has.
Yeah. I believe with anything in my being that the girls were doing anything nefarious. I believe they were trying to stop something nefarious. They had too much information. And Dylan was a sorority sister, an AP. I think she's an AP. No, she's a Pi Cap. And Bethany's a Pi Cap. And I think that they moved in naturally because the younger classmen will come in and then they'll take over the house. It'll stay Pi Phi. It'll roll. They roll over, right? Damage spots and everything. It's actually a terrible idea. There's something that is, for whatever reason, the prosecution doesn't want us to know. And I don't know if my hope is, because I really want to believe law enforcement is good and they're doing the right thing here. My hope is that they are not leaking so much because they want stuff to be pulled out. But if that's the case, they needed to be more transparent up the front, up in the beginning with all of us, right? And I know because my children have made the calls before for students who are look like they're in harm's way. And trust me, they weren't sober.
Asking,
yeah.
Do you know, Kim, about the immunity rule?
Yes, I do. So, okay, so Washington State and Idaho State are different states. And so I think maybe Idaho's is the person who just gets you to safety. In Washington State, my understanding, and I know because my children have made the calls before for students who are look like they're in harm's way. And trust me, they weren't sober when they made the call, honestly, and they were underage. That anybody with you is anybody who stops and calls 911 and helps the person. We don't need your name. And it's everybody collectively who's present. When the last time my daughter did that was it was a young woman who they found like leaning against a tree, and she and her sorority sisters, and they stopped, and then she got kind of violent. I mean, I think my daughter got bit like 3 times, and she was drunk. It was a kid. She was drunk, whatever. She's fine. But the thing was, they didn't even ask her name. It went away, and she wasn't 21. And she had been drinking, probably considered wasted. I'm sure my daughter was, and all of her friends were. Nobody got in trouble. So in Washington State, I know for certain, since the death of Sam Martinez, who was in Peyton's PC class, which is the primary recruitment class of 2019, they passed legislation where you call. Nobody's in trouble. Call. Yep. Don't just put them there. Err on the side of caution. Yes, you might get in trouble from your house, but not the students who are present, but the kid who did it. But they're still alive, and they can do a little time and whatever they have to do in order to get back in good standings with the fraternity. If they're going to die, call. If somebody's in peril, call. The problem is the kids don't trust the police. And why would they?
Okay.
Honestly.
Gotcha.
Why would you trust them? I don't trust them.
No, it makes sense. I understand. Absolutely.
So I don't know if Dave's belief, I think his belief is it's only the one person, but and I'm not sure if he's an error in Idaho, but in Pullman in Washington State, it's different. It's everybody present. So I don't know, but at least he knows enough to drop somebody.
Yeah. Okay. Right. And that's what I think Jules is asking. The second part of that is, so WSU covers everyone helping. U of I only covers one person. Okay. She said that's interesting, right?
Yes.
It is actually.
Right. And can I just say as an aside, and what I hope my children take with this is, I don't care if you get an MIP. I don't care if you get an MIP. I don't care if you're in trouble because you were there and you were a part of it. You call and save a life. We'll deal with the rest later.
Gotcha.
You save the person's life. The primary concern is the life of the human being on the ground that you can't awake or who is in peril. The rest of it's a life lesson. And God, you don't want a death to be a life lesson.
Gotcha.
It's not worth it.
And just to follow up with that other question that Devil Doll had put up there, that said some people were asking some things in chat and said yes, that someone made a 911 call while the police were on the band field with those other 3 guys. And that is something that we were looking at the other day, and that Banfield situation as to how it could have affected that house at that point. So we're going to talk about that some more down the road here, folks.
So I'll tell you, those phone calls. So Moscow shares a 911 center with Pullman.
Sure.
Washington. It's so if nobody could respond to, if all officers were out, if you listen to the scanner, Moscow will respond, or vice versa. They'll respond to each other's district.
Why not? Because I feel the same way. And I think most people in here that have questions about the Copac, there was going to be questions about Copaca anyway, hon. So, I mean, it's up to what you're comfortable with. I don't want you to make yourself.
Yeah, I'll share what I know. So Copaca, it was just, the night thank God my kids had come home. My daughter wanted to stay and ride home with a friend the following day. And I'm like, no, your father's there. Roads are terrible. There's a murderer on the loose. Get home right now. That was my conversation with her. So they both came home, but my son lived on that side of campus. So they were both home by that evening. So it started around 8:00. We got the phone call like at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, the alert, and of a protected person, and that there was a SWAT. He held up. none of the housing, none of it makes sense. The roommates, a 38-year-old living with 2/4 on it. I know who killed them, or I killed them, or something. There was like something, he was screaming and he was throwing things out of the window, but the perimeters were never blocked off. There was never any, nobody was rushing in. They said he lit a fire.
Into SOP, standard operating procedure for SWAT services, SWAT.
An informant, he's alive, and he's somewhere in hiding because he was an informant, and that's why, or he was an informant, and the 3 paint and a home he owns in Chicago somewhere.
Yeah.
And in his, if you go to his background, ask for it. In fact, I believe I called the school. They couldn't tell me or wouldn't tell me.
Right. Exactly. Now, Jules, within that sentence that we had there, that conversation, she said screaming that he killed them.
But
I'm not getting it. This is way past the stuff that we were. Hold on, you guys. This is 1 minute here.
She's just following this whole.
All right, hold on. There's like 3 of these interviews. I was trying to pull the right one, and it's so long ago. One moment. The one that I initially did. Hold on here. Where the hell is it?
Hope you don't need a password, bud.
This is crazy, man. I didn't think there was this many, but this is the one. I forgot because Sleuthy was on here along with Jules.
Sequence for
Sleuthy and Jules. I didn't say a word throughout this one. They did the questioning, and this is where this is it. Sorry, you guys. Like I said, there was 3 or 4 of them. Okay, hold on. God, another horrible. Just look at my face again.
Redneck surgery 35 years ago. Spoke like Minnie Mouse for over 6 months. Wow.
May 9th of 23. Okay, here we go. Why am I so close to the damn camera? Back up, big guy. God.
We're just
Mm-hmm.
in the corner.
Yeah, this is when I was in the living room. All right, come on. Let's get to the point where they pop on here. Where's it at? Okay, there's Kim.
You know turkey, T-Rex.
What if he wasn't okay? For no. Died 3 hours later.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I've seen like
divided. So that's where I live in the interior. Some of the police officers are pretty young, probably too. So there's a whole lot of that going on too. I think that church is. I think what's happening there is it's criminal itself. It's its own. It's very scary. The kids all know about it, at least in Pullman, and stay away from it. They're afraid of it.
Yeah.
We've been able to keep them out of Washington as much as we can from their land grabs, but they land grab. I'll tell you what. I had 5 kids by myself, and he kind of gives he just just like you said. I mean, he can talk me off the ledge because. Like I know I feel better after, and I can reach out to him at any time.
Before I retired from being a firefighter.
U of I, nobody was in.
And then I had
not the first call. There was an 8:30 group.
8:30. Thank you. I heard that there was.
Here we go. Okay. Good Lord. Sorry, you guys.
That actually happened, Kim. When did she get that text message? Too initially, and that's why I said, I like what he says. I listen to the things he talks about, and I have a lot of respect for him and his show. In turn, that's why he vetted you, so in turn I trusted it as well. So
and I know he's gonna come. Like I know I feel better after, and I can reach out to him at any time. He's been amazing. I could reach out and say, hey, this has happened, and he kind of gives just like you said. I mean, he can talk me off the ledge because I can be on a ledge. I can. I can't see my kid, and it's 6 hours to get to them if something goes down.
Right.
That's terrifying.
That's panic
right?
mode. That is absolutely panic
And I don't
mode.
think
get it.
anybody's watching them closely over there. I mean, I know they're just out there. They think the guy's
Well,
in jail, they're good to roll.
The thing is, and that was another issue I had, is that why doesn't Idaho have its own college security or college police? Why is Moscow the only thing that will?
Listen, I see people. Somebody mentioned people were leaving. I know a couple other shows went live at the same time. Guys, I'm not doing this to support her. I'm trying to find the statements that were made that relate to the text messages that happened. That's what this is about, you guys. And once we get through that, we're done with this. So just please be patient with me. I promise you, this is not going to be an ongoing.
Show up when that happens. I mean, with multiple fraternities and sororities and so on and so forth, you would think they would want more of a security basis there. And they got the local police department going house to house to house to house to house, doing all this. It doesn't seem to fit with me. It doesn't make sense to me, you know?
Well, I think it's such a small community, and it is a desert when school's out of session, like during the summer or at breaks. Because you know what? You know what? I couldn't be a teacher. We tried.
So to the question I was going to ask to start this off with, we got where you're from, so on and so forth. But from what I've heard and what I understand, your daughter received a text message when this happened, initially, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so welcome, Cindy.
Okay, here we are. Sorry it took this long to get to this. Pay attention to this and then think about what we just learned from the text messages between Dylan and Bethany. This is the whole point. What the hell just happened? Hold on. Sorry.
Be there, even though Dylan was his boyfriend. You know, they were boyfriend.
Or it happened in between 4 and 4:20.
What role do you have out with it? If you didn't do it, fine. There's not a threat to the community. That was my first, when and the schools half the size of Washington, because you know what? I couldn't be a teacher. We tried. If you're
right. That actually happened, Cam.
But they're not saying why there's no threat to the community. They don't know why it occurred. They don't know who did it.
Didn't exact time from when your daughter got hurt.
There's no threat to the community. Yet I know.
Here we go.
4 students, and the police how they proceeded to tell me every single thing she knew, and I said,
received a text message when this happened, initially, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so welcome, Cindy. Now, what time did that actually happen, Kim? When did she get that text message? Do you remember? How I found out from her was we got the alert at about between 4 and 5, somewhere in that area, from the school saying they were on lockdown, that 4 students had been murdered at U of I. Nobody was in. I can't remember the exact verbiage of it. So I immediately called my daughter. My husband immediately called the boys, and I said, "What's going on? Have you heard it? Are you locked in?" And she said, "I already know, Mom. It happened at 10 a.m." And she knew. She said, "I knew at 10 a.m. Not it happened at 10 a.m." Sorry, I misspoke. She said, I know.
I knew it. I knew at 10 a.m. And she proceeded to tell me every single thing she knew. And I said, "Why didn't you tell me when I was there?" And she said, "Because you'd make me come home." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I might just turn around." And my husband, who is far less, he's that one like Daniel, like he can calm me down, right? So he's like, "No, well, let's just give it a minute." And then the police are saying there's no threat to the community, but they're not saying why there's no threat to the community, and they don't know why it occurred. They don't know who did it, so they're at large. So how in the world are you telling me there's not a threat to the community? That was my first, when you think something's not right. The police are saying to us there's no threat to the community, yet I know.
This is what YouTube has done to me in 2 years, folks. See? Anyway, there's the first piece. That her daughter, Peyton, received a text message, a Snapchat, an Instagram, and said she knew at 10 a.m. that this happened. There's another. It goes back even before that, guys. Listen.
4 students. And the police what happened to them. And the police weren't there until noon. And the girls knew in the middle of, in the nighttime when they came in the house.
Right. So
and nobody called 911.
And that's one of the biggest problems I've had with this whole thing. That's why I was asking, did you get an exact time from when your daughter got her text message? You said,
I think it was 10 o'clock. She said 10 o'clock is
10
the
o'clock,
time she
okay.
gave me.
And
But
then
she
I
was
had
not
also,
the first call.
right,
There was an
right.
8:30 group.
8:30. Thank you. I heard
8
that
to
there was
8:30.
8 to 8:30. Somebody
8 to 8:30 a.m. is when the first call and or text, snap, whatever the hell it was, right there, guys. Okay, now on we go.
So therefore, in turn, that told me that, you know, between based on the timeline we were given, which I do not agree with that timeline at all. Now, did your daughter know who sent the text to her? Was it male, female friend, or somebody? Did she say?
It was yes, it was a sorority sister at Wazoo.
One of her sorority sisters. Okay.
From Wazoo.
From Wazoo. Got you. Okay.
Who dates somebody from U of I.
Okay. And did you know who that person was by chance, or was it just somebody?
I do actually know. Yes, I do.
Okay, but that, like I said, anything you're not comfortable with, that's all it is. You don't have to say anymore.
Right. And so, and I shouldn't say any more about that. And but I did let the FBI know every single thing.
Now, if we were to pull up the text messages at this time in the morning, this is what this is all about, you guys. Okay.
I almost think at that time they were non-existent.
What'd you say?
I almost think at that time they were non-existent.
SB said so. The same time the girls were snapping photos on their socials, right? Okay. This is telling me this is the whole thing right here. What? And we've asked this question. What is Dylan and Bethany, or well, mostly Dylan, Snapchatting, Instagramming, sending messages, this and that? We know that Bethany's taking pictures. When I pull these messages up, or if somebody's out here looking at these messages while we're looking at this, I'm guaranteeing you that some of these things are lining up. Why didn't nobody know about this or say or do anything? 7:30. That was the calls, I think, between mom and dad, I think, or something like that, to 8 o'clock, right, Alicia? Somewhere in there. Believed. Joanne. Hello, Joanne. Believed what, ma'am? Hold on here. I might have missed something. Sorry. Anyway, I'll let this keep going a little bit more. Hold on.
And then I discovered a lie in the whole thing. And I called them with the lie, which is when, and it wasn't, I called the FBI for everything first because
absolutely,
I don't, right. And then I called, and then somebody from the Idaho State Patrol called, and that was the person I spoke to. And Daniel has, I think, his number. I gave him all my records unredacted. He's got everything. Right. He can have anything of mine. And so I gave that all to him. And so that's the officer that when I make a phone call, that's he's ISP, that's Idaho State Patrol, I believe. And when I discovered there was a lie, because it still wasn't clicking, right? It's been like Groundhog's Egg in my house ever since it occurred. It's like, no 911, like, really? Like, why? And I'm, I have a lot of questions. I question her a lot, and my boys too, because my boys know a lot of information. They all these kids do. And
right.
So when I discovered a lie in that, I told them, and that's my biggest concern at this moment is that when I told the ISP officer this, and he said back to me, and I know, and I'm
gonna tell you something that Kim said, because it's taken forever to get to some of this. She was told that this weekend when this went on, her daughter Peyton was friends with a lot of these kids, okay? That they all stayed at this, it's like a weekend house or something. I can't remember what the hell she would call it, but supposedly one of these people was supposed to stay at that house with their girlfriend. This is the lie she's talking about. Come to find out, that's what the word was, that this one guy stayed at this house with his girlfriend. She was at that house that night, Kim was, and said he wasn't there. Why he lied to the police and said he was, nobody knows. So that's what this lie was that she said she proved. And that's why she called ISP, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. Does it have anything to do with when it went on that night? I don't know. She said she wondered. Why did you lie to them and say you were here with your girlfriend when you were clearly not? When she walked through the house, she talked to everybody. He was not there. She even in turn asked the girl, where's such and such at? Nobody answered her. That's interesting. Okay. That's very interesting. And again, we're seeing here the timeline of when people were actually known about this all over Pullman and Idaho campus. Okay. For Idaho campus. Knew about this starting at 8:30 in the morning. As we're looking at the two survivors' text messages, I have to wonder, are you Snapchatting people? Something went on in my house. This is what's going on here. Somebody's taking pictures. This is what I've been questioning, you guys. This is not good. Okay. Based on what we've been told for 2.5 years. Thanks, Mike.
I'm going to say that. He said, we've discovered several lies in the students' alibis.
The students, as in who?
As in some students, whatever they did.
I don't know if you heard that. She called ISP, and this is what they told her.
Interesting conversation. He might have said, we were having a conversation, and I said, I've discovered this lie, and I told him what I've learned since. And I don't think my daughter was lying. I think she was just part of the narrative that they created to send out the narrative to say creepy guy did it or whoever, right?
I got you. Right. Okay, that makes sense.
Because it was always creepy guy. Creepy guy was the one, and the girls had always seen. I can't say both girls. I can only say one roommate, and they saw people outside, creepy guy inside, and there was more people there when they get more people there.
Okay, so when we're
So the statement that was made is they see creepy guy. I'm just going to say Brian because that's who they have in the house. But there was 2 to 3 other people outside the house when this was going on. I didn't forget about that, you guys. That was brought up too. Who are these 2 or 3 other peoples? Why were they there? What were they doing? Were they part of this? Okay. That's big to me. That is big to me. Thanks, Mike.
we're talking about creepy guy, are we referring to BK?
Well, I guess
let me put it this way. Let me ask
I don't know.
Kim, do you think it's him?
So here's what I'm gonna stand by. I don't know that it's him. I don't know if it's not him, but I do know as a mother what I would ask my child. I would say, but you're in jail right now. So what did you do to get there? Why were you in the vicinity? Why did you put yourself in the place to be considered for this crime? So what role do you have? Out with it. If you didn't do it, fine. But let's get down to business here, right? Let's take a lie detector test. Let's do all of, and I know they're not admissible, but I'm telling you, they're your best friend if you're innocent.
It would tell something. It would tell somebody something. Even if it was not admissible, it would say, okay, he's telling the truth in some sense.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So that's what I would,
What time do you... Sorry, go ahead. I don't mean to interrupt.
No, you go ahead. I'm sorry. No, I interrupted you. You go ahead.
I was just going to ask, okay, so we know that my biggest issue with this entire thing, I know at least, and everybody in here that knows me knows, is that the 911 call. Now, what time do you think that these kids were called, started arriving there before the police were called?
So, in the beginning, when this all went down, after the news, you saw everything on the news, and I called the FBI and I was speaking to people. I purposely did not watch any of this stuff. I just kept it inside until I got all the information I had out, because I do know as a person, as an adult, that stories can change after you hear something. Like I could hear something and it could just go into my subconscious and so then so I wasn't doing any of this stuff. I was quiet. I was telling the people I needed to tell, and then it went cold. So then I started calling the presidents of the university and I missed that. I'm a terrible texter, for the record, people. Excuse my poor texting skills.
No, I get
Sorry.
it. I get it.
At 57, it's not going to change. So then calling the governor, I did call the governor of the state. I called the Department of Education. I called the heads of the sororities. I called everybody I could, and I wasn't getting anywhere. And when I called U of I and got the secretary, the president of the school secretary, she said, You need to call people every day and don't let up on this. And she's the one who told me about this whole forum. And so that's what I do. That's my purpose for here. That's where it came from. I didn't even know this was a thing. So as far as timing goes, I don't know that it was, there was never a time given. They never gave a time as it happened. The only thing I do know is, because then I started to do my own looking things up, was that there was they use Snapchat. So it's
okay. So there's Snapchat one. Okay. This is what I love about Jules. Always have. She wants to get to a point. She wants to clarify and verify these things. She's always done that. That's what it's about. And that's why I've always loved the way Jules handles things. But there it is. They use Snapchat. We're hearing that now.
And people say you can get it back, but like with the Murdoch trial, that's how he got caught. But he's old like me, and I wouldn't know that there's a video on there. The only reason that he got caught from Snapchat is because he didn't open it yet. He didn't know that he had to open it so it would go away.
So it wasn't directly Bethany or I'm sorry, let me do it this way. DM or BF that sent this message to your daughter directly from one of those two?
It was sent to the sorority houses first, and then the sorority house girls sent it to the extended people. So
it was sent, and what we thought this, remember this? It was sent to the sorority house, as we talked about a while back. When you're in a sorority or a fraternity, you're not supposed to call the police for a situation.
Yeah.
You're supposed to contact the head of that, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Remember? And then they tell you where to go from there. So there's that. Remember that.
Is that magistrate bullshit?
I can't remember what the hell they're called.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The whatever it is, but you're supposed to go through them when there's a situation, and they tell you how to handle things.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we are with that now. Pi beta phi. Yeah, thank you, Eddie. That's interesting though. Remember this.
So the people who were there at 8:30 are the ones who sent the message.
And is that the time? I mean, in your opinion, do you think that all the...
So also she's claiming that there were people there at 8:30. Okay. Remember that too.
Frat sorority kids started showing up around 8:30 then, or before that?
So what I do know from other kids as we've gone through this is that everybody.
For those of you that aren't understanding some of this, there's certain things that she at that time believed she couldn't say and didn't want to say because she was worried that she was going to get other people in trouble for something. That's kind of why she keeps him-hawing around certain things so that she can know how to answer them. I'm just trying to say. That's what
with all the crap that she knows, if me and you knew both of that, we'd probably be doing the same thing,
100%. And that was, we talked about it before she did this interview. I can't say this. I can't say that. I won't be able to do this. I said, well, just answer these questions the best way you can. If you can't, just kind of go around it and find the answer and just don't answer the ones you can't. I said, don't worry about that. That's what this is about. So.
And then we even saw how she stood up for Dave.
Yeah, and that was another interview I wanted to review. We're probably not going to be able to do it tonight because we're going to have to shut down here soon, but I will bring that up again. I want to go over Dave's stuff too, because it's kind of important to me based on what we get now. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't Dave get beat up?
There was a rumor that he did get the hell beat out of him. And then Kim came back and said that she had heard that like somebody went after him. So
and then he disappeared.
Just saying. Yeah, he probably took off and went into hiding. If that's true, I wouldn't blame him.
I swear I remember her coming in chat
saying
that Dave disappeared.
Yep, and that's why what happened to him is because of or that's why that happened to him is because of a lot of this stuff. Dave was somebody else that gave an interview more. I think he talked with Drunk Turkey and Lana, which I'm going to pull it in here, and I'll pull that interview in too. And then he just disappeared. This is Mikey. Yes, Brian. This is Mikey. Take it easy, Brian. Don't get too excited here, buddy.
No, We've never clarified that since the change.
Yes.
There were different, I want to say different groups of kids. And I don't think
Yes.
all the kids, I don't think any of them, I do not think any single student, except for maybe the roommates, knew that they were going to be killed. I think they knew they were going to be shaken down. I think they were all a part of that part of it, or knew about that part of it, and got themselves in over their heads. But I don't think they thought they would be, what happened to them would happen to them.
Right.
Right. And I don't even know so I think basically there's like 3 groups of people. And what they were doing for those hours, when I said cleaning, when the kids told me cleaning, or getting rid of stuff, I think they meant.
That's what my question, one of my other questions was going to be. They got there way earlier. Okay, so we know how many hours it was, and the police were called at 11:58, correct? Okay, roughly.
Correct.
Okay, so these kids, I had said in one of my other live streams before, that there was never a time given.
I'm still looking for that one, Eddie. I'm gonna get the other one too. I'm trying to find it, bud. I promise you I am.
That the people that were the friends.
What'd you say, Mike?
What are you looking for?
The interview that Dave did with Drunk Turkey.
Oh, yeah. All right.
I think it's been taken down, but that's just my opinion.
We'll just call them the friends that were called that showed up what time they got there. So the timeline we were given was that the unalivings were happened between 4 and 4:20. Okay, I don't agree with that, but that's just what came out. And at that time, it made me wonder. Now, this is just a direct question from me to you, and I just, out of curiosity, person to person, what do you think? Not what you know, but what do you think? I felt, and I've told the people in here, I feel like, according to what DM said, she said that what we were told, she said the whole, I saw someone with bushy eyebrows walking towards the sliding door, and I went back in my room. So I'm gonna venture to say that if that's what happened, that she heard the door open and close. Do you think, out of curiosity, that because they were supposedly in the same room together, that they walked out of that room and looked around the house to see what happened?
No. So what I think is that Bethany went to, and I'm going to put allegedly on this, just because I don't want
everything in here is allegedly, yes.
And the thing is, and I don't say something if I'm speaking out of school, but clearly they believe Bethany's testimony will clear him. So clearly it's out there legally in the system that way. So.
And there again is the exculpatory evidence that Bethany supposedly is holding that they said before could clear Brian. And then all of a sudden, that shot, it's gone. Okay. It's gone. Where did that go? Because we heard that. How many times do we hear that Bethany Funk supposedly has exculpatory evidence that could clear Brian Koberger from this? Okay, fine. And then they go to, Bethany refuses to come to Idaho. They go to the grand jury, and bing, bang, bong, it's all gone. That's crazy.
When they pulled the wool and probably tore the house down.
All of that happened. Yes, sir. All of that happened.
But still.
Yep. I remember Dave saying he woke up around 9. There were tons of messages. He didn't look for a few. Discovered, because he had to go to work. He discovered they started around 8:30. Thank you, Tracy. That's absolutely true. So this is 2 people now. Her daughter and Dave are clarifying this same time. And again, we go back to this and we see the text messages stating the times that they're on social media during this situation. Just saying.
Well, I am going to say that Bethany went to Sigma Chi, and I'm not sure if she returned with Ethan or all of the kids on 40. Let me see how I want to state this, because I really want to be careful how I state it. So just give me a minute to process the right way to say it. 48 hours in 2020. If everybody goes back and watches those episodes and really actually looks at those people, really look at the students on those shows about the story, it's telling, absolutely telling.
And I did just what she said there. I went and watched both of those shows. If you haven't seen the 48 hours and the 2020 episodes about the Idaho murders, from then, go watch them and you make your own decision on that. Because I'm telling you, there is stuff that was said there that really had me step back and go, okay. It's true, folks. And they're both out there. Both those shows are out there. All you got to do is pull it up on YouTube, I believe. All right, Mikey. Thank you, brother.
Okay. And so I think that's a really important thing to do, first of all. And then because when the probable cause affidavit came out, was released by Idaho, and my daughter organically woke up in the morning. It was over Christmas break. She was home by then. It was Christmas break. And one of my boys said to her, "Look what they're saying." And she literally, with still sleep in her face and her eyes, said, that's not what happened. And I have no reason not to believe her, because
bingo. Okay. So she's basing with the PCA. Her son was reading the PCA, looked through it and said, "Hey, look what they're saying." And her daughter said, "That's not what happened." Here we are, guys. Lies, lies, more lies.
Everything they've said to date has been proven to be true. Now, not everything they've said has come out yet, but it's not even been considered yet. So and then why would Xana's father say she said to him she was home at midnight if she wasn't home at midnight? And Ethan and his brother took their sister and their sister's friend to a social event on Thursday night. So, and Xana wasn't there. She couldn't be there.
And let me.
Okay, guys, did you hear that? Okay. The story that was told was that Xana and Ethan went to that, what the hell was that? Whatever it was for Maisie, Ethan's sister, at the frat or sorority house, okay? Supposedly Ethan got into a fight, blah, blah, blah. Xana wasn't there. That was stated so long ago, and everybody forgot that. They're saying that Xana wasn't there. That was stated more than one time. She just reiterated that. Where the hell was Xana at? Okay? That was another one. Another piece of information that I completely forgot about. I'm glad that I'm listening to this.
Let me ask you something.
That's what it was. The Betty Ball. Thank you, SRB. Yes.
With what you just said, because somebody asked me that in one of my streams a while back about that whole thing where Xana told her father she was home by midnight. Why would she do that? And just to play devil's advocate, okay? I have adult children too, so on and so forth. And we all know as when our kids are so far away from us at college, that do you think it's possible that she may have just told him that to appease him?
I normally, perhaps because they tell me that.
Yes, the statement that Contessa just stated was one of the more intriguing developments is the subpoena that was sent to Ann Taylor by mistake. Guys, the subpoena was for the grand jury. It wasn't supposed to be sent to her. It's in the documents Annie showed me. Okay. You can go down through, see everything that was sent, and then boom, there's the subpoena for the grand jury. They weren't supposed to get that. Why that happened, how that happened, I don't know, but that's interesting. The defense now has that.
Or my daughters would tell their father that. And they're not going to admit to having a sleepover somewhere. Even if I'm picking you up at the last parents' week in the spring, she was at 8. We got there really early in the morning, and she wasn't there. She was at her boyfriend's house, and I'm like, she was, I walked over early this morning. I'm like, are you serious? Are you kidding me? Did I fall off a turnip truck? No, whatever. You're an adult, right? So the point is, they don't have a reason to lie to us, but I know they still do. So perhaps she did, but he was also at a dance with somebody else. So I don't know what, perhaps she did. I didn't know her, so I don't know,
The grand jury that was put into play, Tomboy, when the grand jury that they had, remember? When they were going to have Bethany's testimony in Nevada, so on and so forth, and then all of a sudden, boom, they set up the grand jury. That was sent in the documents, and like Annie stated, it was a mistake. It wasn't supposed to be. Now they have it, and then it was sealed very quickly. How about that?
No, but I know with my kid, likely she would lie, so that likely could be a thing. Because she doesn't want us to know, right? Even though I don't really care. I mean, I care.
Oh, and here's another question that to go with that one. You know, we've heard the story about Quinn and Ethan getting into a fight that night, and so on and so forth. Again, another reason why you could change the times up for this net. Like, what do you know as far as that fight happening?
So I did not believe it was Quinn. I do believe he got into an argument, but I don't believe it was necessarily. My understanding was about his. It was more the Davids than it wasn't. Quinn's not on Greek Row, so he can't be at Sigma Chi. That's the thing. If you're a guy, you can't be on Greek Row if you're not in a fraternity. They won't let you. It's just so Quinn couldn't be there, even though Dylan was his they were boyfriend and girlfriend. So he couldn't be there. If he was in a different fraternity somewhere, which my understanding is he is not, but Brian Kohlberger could not be on Greek Row. You know, Brent Kopaka, and you can't even be on Greek Row. There's an age limit for it too. I think it's I'm going to say 23. I could be wrong, but you can't rush.
I heard 25, but yeah, I know what 25.
You're saying. Yeah, right. If you're and they say it's for safety. I think it's less safety and more, whatever. They're not my jam, but if it gets my kid through college, okay, go. But be a good person. So, which is, so. I hesitate to say I would, but that doesn't mean I don't think that Quinn's involved.
Okay, and you saying that, like, can you elaborate on that just a little bit more?
So I would invite everybody. This is, I really can't. I don't want to accuse a kid.
Right. I understand. Already. Well, before you listen, everybody that's in here, and again, I say this every time. Everything that.
For anybody that may not understand, Quinn is Dylan, or was, I don't know if they're still together, but at that time was Dylan Mortensen's boyfriend, Quinn Kelly. Okay. Just so everybody knows.
Is talked about in here, other than things that have been proven fact, is nothing but pure speculation and very alleged about everything we say. So, there is that as well. So, I know what you're saying.
And I care less about getting in trouble than I do about hurting a kid's life.
No, absolutely. No, 100%. I get it.
And but I do think it's really important, and I think a lot of things have been swept under the rug. One of Keith Brown should be looked up. He should be looked into. And
who was that again?
His name is Keith Brown. He was married to I can't remember.
Did you check, Mikey? Did you catch the last name? She said Keith. What was it? Was it Brown or Round?
Just now?
Yeah.
No, sorry, I was listening to Dave.
That's all right. Let me hold on.
I hesitate to. I would, but that doesn't mean I don't need them all.
Okay, and you saying that, like, can you elaborate on that just a little bit more?
So I would invite everybody. This is, I really can't. I don't want to accuse a kid.
I understand. Well, before you listen, everybody that's in here, and again, I say this every time. Everything that is talked about in here, other than things that have been proven fact, is nothing but pure speculation and very alleged about everything we say. So, there is that as well. So, I know what you're saying.
And I care less about getting in trouble than I do about hurting a kid's life.
No, absolutely. No, 100%. I get it.
And but I do think it's really important, and I think a lot of things have been swept under the rug. One of Keith Brown should be looked up. He should be looked into. And
who was that again?
His name is.
That was Keith Brown. Never heard the name.
That's a newer name, and I remember her saying that, but I don't remember there being anything else coming out of that. Just so we know, and I will be looking into that name again. Thank you.
And he was married to, I can't remember her name. She's remarried, but she's the head of education for Idaho, the state of Idaho, and
we know that one
is a Sigma Chi.
Okay.
So they're son together, but he doesn't go by the same last name. He goes by his stepfather's last name.
Gotcha.
And,
okay.
And he is in, I think he's a fire. he's an EMT or a firefighter or something in that profession, I believe. And his first name is Matthew, but I don't know. Cannot remember it.
I don't remember that.
Interesting. Firefighter EMT. Okay. He's married to the head of education.
The head of education was, yeah.
I do slightly remember this now. That was cute. All right. Hold on one quick second here.
What are you hiding over there?
Hmm?
What are you hiding over there?
Oh, nothing. I was just being checked into things that are dropped in Discord.
So the whatever, the head of education.
Yeah.
Why do I want to say that was a lady, and then there was like her husband was tied to the university or something else as well. It was shady as shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember that part of it. So, hold on. Yeah. All right, we're almost done with this here, you guys. I'm gonna have to think of the name, Mike. I can't remember it right now. It's driving me nuts.
Yeah, it'll come.
But so their son's a Sigma Chi, and then I think that it's really important to check out Dylan's father and Dylan's boyfriend's father, and who Dylan's named after, or Quinn is named after, rather.
Dylan. Okay, so Dylan's father and do you know Dylan's father's name?
Oh,
I don't know it. I don't know it because I think I've tried to.
We have that information from back then. We have Dylan and her boyfriend's father's names, and we even did a deep dive. Brent is one of them. I know that for a fact. Thank you, SRB, that through. And there was another one, but we did a deep dive into both of them, and Molly pulled a bunch of shit out on that.
That ain't where this is at.
Yeah.
Not know it.
He's the one that owns that black truck, right?
I have no. Yeah, I don't know. I can't say that I know that.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah. No worries.
I do know there's a white truck involved, and I don't. There were several Alantras, and I think that what else we're overlooking is that house and the car in Oregon are owned by the same people.
Yes. Yes. That's Estes.
Telling. Yeah, Estes, right?
And you know what? I remember that. That was something I had a trouble getting past. Is the white Elantra that was found wrecked in Oregon belonged to the same person that owned the King Road house?
Yeah.
I mean,
Scott.
honestly, that is the coincidence in that. Like, just blew me out of my seat.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It is crazy to me.
Right. And he has, so when they changed the narrative, when the police said, we don't know if the house was the target or the victims were the target. And at first thought, I thought, how is the house a target? Like, but then it becomes, does this go with the house? And then when I heard from the students, well, yeah, it's where you go to buy. And I called it so, I'm Wonder Bread. I'm sorry, I'll own it, right? Keys to the gate. I got it. I don't know that life. I don't know the verbiage or drugs or any of it. So I own that. So if I've labeled something, I apologize also in advance. But that's where you could buy drugs. And it's not just this group of kids. And there's several different parallel crimes that are involved in this that I am aware of. And I know that because another kid came to me in my own home because he was dating a girl who went to U of I. And he doesn't.
That statement has always stuck to me too. There's several other parallel crimes that are attached to this. Remember that, folks. And that was very interesting to me, to be honest with you. Okay. It really was. I got you, Brian. I get it. Okay. And yeah, SRB's right. It took forever for them to get to that car. It was like a week. I agree. It just sat there. That's crazy to me. But anyway, also Brian said it was a 3-car accident at 5:34 a.m. Thank you, Brian.
Oh yeah, they had streets shut down and shit.
Yep.
Go to U of I. He goes to a different college in the state, and showed me something, and I said to him immediately, erase it right now, void, delete it, never speak of it again, which was so dumb. But
yeah, absolutely, I agree with you.
It was so dumb of me to say that, though. I was so like, oh my gosh, because I can't get it back. I told him to get rid of it. I don't even know how to find it again.
Okay,
and
Michelle, thank you.
Why are you showing her that? And he goes, well, I think she should know. And I said, and I did call again the FBI and tell them about it, but I couldn't get it back. But I saw it with my eyes. And I want to say, can I just say this out there right now? There are pictures of those girls that have been doctored, because I've seen the original photos, which have nothing gross in them.
That's weird.
So a lot of the things that's out there, people are putting out there for, I don't know why, but it's not. They're just.
What do you mean? Pictures as in like
Photoshop, like adding things to them and discussing.
As far as just genuine pictures or pictures after the fact?
She's probably referring to the picture we found of Dylan holding that big machete in her, that big knife thing in her hand, and we found that was doctored, that was photoshopped in because of all the shit going down, which is true. So,
can you imagine something? Imagine if AI was hot back then, like it is now.
Oh my god, dude! Can you imagine? Yes. Yeah, and Brian Brian said 72 hours that car sat there. Why is Matterhorn Drive in Effort, PA, a residence associated with both Michael Koberger and Kendra and Emily Stowalter, last name coincidence? Another coincidence, yes. That was brought up before, Contest. I agree with you. That is strange.
They did it after my belief is they did it after the fact, because I saw original pictures, which were absolutely darling. The site was the problem, the concern.
Right.
That I didn't want that information out about them, which now I've obviously given away. But I was just trying to protect them, and I spoke like a mom, like, get rid of it, just get rid of it. And then I thought, oh my gosh, what if that's valuable? And to this day, this child has never spoken about it, and I don't even know if anybody would, if he would.
All right, guys. So for tonight, that's gonna do it. Sarge is live now, and I'm supposed to join him too. But I want to pick this up tomorrow because I want to pull up. We got Dave's interview that we're gonna review, and a little bit more of this. There's a little bit more about this, okay? Because there's some things to hear that now are relevant at this point, in my opinion, and I want to see how they match up. That's what this has been about. What it's going to be about. So. If anybody got upset because I pulled this up, I apologize for that. Okay. I didn't mean for that to be the case, but that's the whole point in trying to see how this stuff matches up then to now. So Mike, I appreciate you joining me, brother. This has been great.
Oh, anytime, but
I hope we can do this again. I like having you up here.
Yeah, anytime.
But yeah, I think we're gonna stop here for tonight, and I'm gonna head over to Sarge's tonight, guys. I'm gonna if we can drop Sarge's link in here for anybody that would like to join, I would appreciate it.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
What did you say, bud?
I don't know his link.
Oh, yeah. We got it somewhere in here. Somebody's got it. But anyway, I appreciate you all joining us tonight very much so. Moderators, you did an amazing job as well. Like I said, tomorrow night, we will pick this back up and get back to where we left off and go forward with the rest of what I wanted to do. Tomboy, yes, I got it. Hold on. I did get it. Yeah, you did. Yes. We'll go with that as well. Tomboy, to cover that too tomorrow. Sorry guys, it's just too much going on at one time. Anyway, I appreciate all of you guys so very much. Like I said, this is all coming down to the line with a lot of this stuff, and there's more stuff coming out, new documents all the time. They're dropping documents on days I didn't expect them to, so that'll be that. But don't forget to love yourselves and love each other, guys. Don't change that. And you guys are the beautiful people. I appreciate you very much. I will be here in the morning, do the morning show like I always do. And then shortly thereafter that, I will drop back in and we'll finish all this stuff up and keep on going, guys. So again, thank you guys so much for being here. Please don't forget to hit the like button on your way out the door. Actually, hold on. Let me do this real quick. Here it is. Here it is. Boom. Okay. Boom. Okay. Anybody that wants to join us over there after this to go see what Sarge is up to, there's the link right there. Again, everybody, thank you much. Mod, you're amazing. Thank you so much. Mikey, I appreciate you. You have no idea, bro. It was great to have you up here, too. Like I said, I want to do this again.
Yep, I'm down.
All right, guys. Have a great night. For those of you I don't see or I won't see, I'll see you in the morning or tomorrow afternoon. Much love to each and every one of you. I will see you guys very soon. Bye, y'all.
Yeah.
Typing at the speed of light, hunting down the shadows, bringing wrongs to right, digging deep in the data, facts sharp as a knife. With every single story, he's fighting for our lives. A voice for the voiceless, he won't stay quiet. Daniel's got the fire igniting the fight. True crime revelations shining through the night. With every victim story, he pulls at the strings. A hero in the darkness, hear the truth he brings. Streaming loud and clear, cracking cases, open hearts filled with fear. His channel's a beacon in a world gone wrong. He guides us through the chaos, a soldier so strong. The clicks and the lights, they follow his lead. With every new case, he plants a new seed. Sharing their stories, giving hope where it fades. Daniel's a warrior through the trials he waves. In a world of silence, he shouts out their names. Daniel's got the fire igniting the fight. True crime revelation shining through the night. With every victim story, he pulls at the strings. A hero in the darkness, hear the truth he brings. From the shadows you rise, streaming loud and clear. True crime revelation shining through the night. With every victim story, he pulls at the strings. A hero in the darkness, hear the truth he brings. Daniel's got the fire igniting the fight. True crime revelation shining through the night. With every